realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever.
The realest podcast ever. What up, what up? Feels good to be back. It's your boy C. Diddy, one half of the realest podcast ever.
I'm Matt Makes Me Sick, the other half of the realest podcast.
And that's a fact, Jack. We are back, not unexpectedly, but more so, it feels good to be...
I looked over, I said, this nigga playing Tetris?
Yeah, it feels good to be ahead of the game. You know, we've been stockpiling content for the last few weeks, and that content is starting to release. You know, if you hear the sound of my voice, hopefully you've already listened to the Shawn Cotton audio. Hopefully you've already listened to the Black Poppy audio. Hopefully you are in anticipation of the Young Bob audio that'll be dropping very soon.
Yeah, shout out Young Bob.
The video for Shawn Cotton should be out now. The video for Black Poppy will be out roughly Wednesday, Thursday-ish. We shot that with a 6K camera. It's going to take a while to render that footage and chop it up.
Can we give a special shout out to Big Dan?
We have to give... Listen, Big Dan swooped in.
Can we get some hand claps for
Big Dan swooped in. And I apologize to Dan. Dan is one of my best friends in the whole world. Me and Dan got a real... a real deep relationship. Me and Dan met through other people, and now we don't fuck with any other people that we met through, and then it's just me and Dan left. Exactly. Yeah. So they call me looking for him and call him looking for me, and vice versa. But Dan swooped in. We basically had a technical issue with the Shawn Cotton footage, which is why it didn't come out on Monday, Tuesday like it was supposed to. There was a technical issue with the Shawn Cotton footage. You know, I'm not going to bash the guys that shot it, but at the end of the day, you know, when you have certain equipment levels, you got to know how to work the equipment or you get exposed. And unfortunately, you know, maybe they didn't necessarily know what they was doing with that movie grade Netflix, Amazon Prime movie camera. And
that big ass camera.
Big ass camera.
Big ass NBA camera.
The big rig, the joint that they use to shoot the fucking fight scenes in Lithuania.
It looked like a Gatling gun.
Exactly. That shit, like the shot they shot Mortal Kombat with, that fucking camera. And you know, just a little bit of a hiccup. But you know, they got us 80% of the way because they were innovative enough to say, yo, we're gonna shoot this with a black magic, have a look, blah blah blah. And now, me, Big Dan got in the lab Saturday. We locked in for like a good 3 hours. Move this, cut this, put this here. You missing this, add this, color correct this, drop this all the way down on our hacked software. And now it's cinematography, baby. It's cinema grade shit. So I can confidently say now that it's done and ready to come out.
Right.
This is probably the best looking podcast in the history of Philadelphia.
Okay.
Easy. Like, you know, it's 6K quality. Had to compress it down, do the ninja shit, chop it up, and then now it's ready to come out. So, shout out to Shawn Cotton and everybody at Say Cheese for supporting the promotional aspect of this so far.
Yes.
You know, everything we post, they repost, tag this, whether it's be Twitter, Instagram, etc. That interview is doing extremely well just on the straight audio. And the Shawn Cotton effect to TRPE is that all the numbers are up.
Yes.
Because people come, oh, damn, these niggas is pretty dope. They know what they talking about. They got some knowledge. Matt's funny. Let's listen to some other shit. And that's what they doing. So across the board, everything was up roughly like 24% as far as listens over the past week. So shout out to Shawn Cotton. Shout out to everybody from Say Cheese. Shout out to the plug, Cousin 20. And the video should be out now or on its way out if you're listening to this. And then all that other content is either out or on its way out. Black Poppy, Young Bob, episode 144's video is out on YouTube. Fuck with the YouTube, please. Episode 144 is out on YouTube. Yes. The Louie V Gutta's interview is out on YouTube. It's doing very well. What else? Episode 143 with Tom Flies is out, where we got picked up on Philly Reddit. That was that episode. And just a couple other things that's on the TR 44 is up now. So that's the DMX tribute episode. So and we got a couple more that's going to be going up soon. So just fuck with us on YouTube, youtube.com/c/the realest podcast ever. And that's pretty much that. Go to the website, official TRPE.com. All of the audio and all of that is updated. When the videos go up, the videos get updated on the site too. And I lied last week. This week, new merch vendor, I promise. And we got all new designs and all that shit that's going up. Successful in the City shirts, PUA All-Stars.
You know the vibes.
You know the vibes. A couple different versions of y'all wear. Poor stories and war stories.
What's up?
Computers Putin. I got all types of I got all types of shit going up. You know what I'm saying? So support the brand. Buy a shirt when you see the link go up. And that's pretty much it, man, on the administrative side.
I want to give a shout out to our supporters. Like
For sure.
our real deal, balls to the wall supporters.
Have to.
The people who fuck with everything we do. Y'all are all that, man.
Yeah. You want to do some shout outs?
Okay.
I want to shout out some of the people that's, on the VIP tier, people that's, interacting with the Patreon page, sending us questions.
Subscribe to the Patreon,
Facts.
patreon.com, official TRPE. If you are a member of the nigga with a safe First National Bank, we all right. You know what I'm saying? We because we've had a lot of issues going on with
some troubleshooting. some troubleshooting on the way to the top. We heading to the top, but going to the top is some troubleshooting.
One of my favorite lines in life is Eddie Morris. It's a long, lonely road to the top, but I'm about it. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to explain to Chad earlier. The thing with Patreon is they attempt to take money from the first to the fifth, but everybody's banking situation works differently.
They got to move the checking to the savings and the savings to the checking,
and they got to take from their 401k,
and then they got to move this out of the flexible spending account,
and then they got to.
It's like you can't
borrow from the pension.
Yeah, they gave you the FSA debit card for you to go be able to go to CVS and go to the doctor and pay your co-pays.
Right.
You can't charge the podcast to your FSA debit card. I know it got a Visa logo.
Yes.
You can't charge that John for the podcast.
Like if the card say Exxon and your job gave it to you for gas, you
cannot use that.
You can't put it's not going to work. When it come around, Patreon not going to let that go through. Yeah. Then what happens is they come to us like
we the problem.
We didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So subscribe to the podcast with a account.
A normal debit card or a normal credit card.
It's not part of a check system situation.
Yes.
And is that
it doesn't have Martin Luther King on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't it doesn't have a picture of your uncle on it. Like none of those cards are valid. Anything that don't have your name inscribed on it, embossed on it, is not the right card to sign up for the Patreon.
If the card is lime green,
that is not the card.
There ain't even numbers on the card. So how did you get that into the system?
No, the card's on the back. You gotta. So, that. Yeah, but I do want to do some shout outs, man. Shout out to everybody on the VIP tier on Patreon. My man Brandon, Aaron Dunbar, Jamil, Camille Andrew, Jerry Clopton, Booby Miles, Ashley Robinson, Will Morant, EK, shout out EK, Candice Fain, who I think is my cousin. I don't know where she came from, but we got the same last name, so you cuz automatically. Shout out to her. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Mr. Harris, Donnell Jackson. Shout out our graphic designer Raj. He's on the VIP tier. Shout out my man Craig. Anything is possible. Nation, Javi Stone, Sugar Jones, Johnny Barnes. Shout out Johnny. Goddamn, Johnny, where you been at, man? Shout out Johnny. Shout out my man Maurice Duxon, one of the best real estate agents and real estate brokers in the city. Jacqueline, one name, I like that, like Prince. My man Sebs, another one name. Tyrone Hilton, Brandon Bailey. It's just a lot of Phil. Shout out Phil, Tissue in the Tape.
Yeah, all the way down in VA.
Ken, Standing Man 1820, Mr. Parker, who hit me up. He hit me up and apologized. I'm sorry I took so long to get on the Patreon. I'm on some bullshit, but I got it together now. How do I work this? How do I work this shit? And he been supporting ever since.
Yeah. Excuse me. Good Lord.
And
I was letting you go.
Oh yeah, we only got like 3 more: Talita Davis, Janice Gordon, Katrina, and that's it. That's all of the VIPs from the recent Patreon activity, man. We appreciate y'all's support. We appreciate your funding. It helps us be able to do more cool shit. As promised, we've been turning up the content. We've been pushing out more content, and it's like, you know, with y'all support, we able to do all of this cool shit and drop 3, 4, 5, 8 podcasts in a week, all that dope shit. So man, we appreciate
like,
y'all
really are pumping out the material. And
we're a real media company.
It's
now.
like whispers. We have a budget.
We have money.
Yes, we have funding. Like, it's pretty up. Shout out to the studio because they've been fucking with us super
For
heavy.
sure, man.
They've basically given us the keys to the car.
Yes, it's a real partnership now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I need to come in this day, this time. They like, all right, cool. Then somebody was supposed to record, kicking them the fuck out. Like, shout out to our new water sponsor, Liquid Death.
Yeah.
You not feeling it?
It's water.
It's water? All right, cool.
It's water in a can.
It's fucking you up.
And it looks like Colt 45.
It's literally like Colt 45.
So I'm thinking I'm about to like...
You expecting the
a little bit of a wino aftertaste.
You expecting the hops to hit you, and you're like, oh, it's just water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you see me smell it when I opened it?
Shout out to our water sponsor, Liquid Death. Mountain water, drinking water from the Alps. They got this cool logo here. And
like, I know it's water, but still, I smelled it.
I didn't even peep the tagline, murder your thirst. Yo, this is great. This is the best water company of all time, man. Murder your thirst.
Yo.
500 milliliters. This is great, man. This is literally like...
It feels like a Colt 45.
It said, all right, let's read the can here. This infinity recyclable can of stone cold mountain water came straight from the Alps to murder your thirst. When a group of teenagers set off into the mountains for a weekend of drinking regular water in plastic bottles, they became hunted by a aluminum can of mountain water that was dead set on murdering their thirst and recycling their souls. Once cracked open, no thirst is safe from Liquid Death. After ritually dismembering its thirst victims, this brutal can of water used the severed body parts of dead thirst to build itself a flesh suit, which it used as a disguise to get a job in marketing. But Liquid Death never took the job. It murdered a bunch of more thirst instead. This is the greatest fucking water company of all time, man.
Yeah, white people. 'Cause you know they white.
This is fantastic.
And it's good.
Watching Matt sniff the can before he drinks.
Yo, because in my mind, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is in this can.
That's like that day I was in here and I thought one of them cans was like a non-alcoholic seltzer and it was a malt beverage, and I didn't realize it till I was 9 sips in. I'm like, wait, what is this hoppy taste afterwards?
And it's really water. It's actually good water, but it's in a can.
Shout out to the crew, Liquid Death, man, new water sponsor. They've been saying it for years. Y'all need a water sponsor. Well, we got one. Shout out to Liquid Death.
Yeah.
So, how was your weekend?
What's today?
Today is
Monday. What did I do? Oh my God, I had a horrible weekend.
Oh, damn.
I smashed my head into the fare box on the bus. All dumb. You don't see the hickey? Or did it go down?
It went down some, but I see it now that you pointed out. I see it.
Yeah, I dropped my AirPod and just on the I did that.
Boom,
right into the fare box. So that was.
What's worse, banging your head on the fare box or banging your foot on the the crown molding on the corner?
Crown molding.
Like, you know, like on the floor, like you have the the baseboards and shit on the floor.
I live in a trap, so we don't.
We don't have any baseboards.
Yeah, no, it's like nah. My bed is a sleigh.
Okay.
Like I got a sleigh. You know, I slept in a queen bed the other night. That was a whole nother story. I have a sleigh king.
Okay.
And it doesn't like the feet are like retracted.
Okay.
You know how people be like they stub their toe.
Oh yeah, that little metal thing with the wheel on it. Yeah.
With the wheel. It's like their box spring sits on a dolly. Yeah, I don't have one of those.
The free John. I'm gonna give you that. If you get the box spring, you pay me $50 for the box spring. I give you these slats.
Yeah, I give you these Jones.
These metal slats.
You got to put them together with an Allen key. Yeah,
but that's how you know the pussy gonna be fire. When you come over and that's all she got that in the room, ain't no real frame.
Yeah.
It's just the box spring with the matty on top of the metal Jones. You for the time of your life.
Hey man.
And let you bring some Chick-fil-A over. You gonna have a good old time.
Somebody recently said one of them Jones, like, you know the pussy. I was crying. What the fuck was it? oh, when you come in the house and she asks you if you want something to drink, and she give you soda out of a 2-liter that's been open, like, you know that wasn't about to be it.
Been open.
Been open for 2 days. Like, man, this 7-Up flat is all hell. But fuck it.
Ain't even know. When she twisted the kid.
It sound like water.
It sound like nothing.
Yeah. Oh, and then I fell the other day on coming down. It was bad, though. It was rough. I went to Lee Mom's house, and I'm walking down the steps, and I have big feet, right? Mm-hmm. I wear a 15. Everybody knows this. So my feet tend to be bigger than steps. So I don't go down steps like...
You go down sideways.
I go down sideways, like one at a time. Pretty much, I go up steps the same way. And it's crazy looking back on it last year. When I broke my hand, I fell down the steps.
Right.
And my feet, it will get tangled up. Especially if you put on like the vapor waffles with that back flap. Man, listen.
Accident waiting to happen.
So I'm going down the steps one at a time. And... I don't know what the hell, but she was like, because we were like in the foyer coming down like the big staircase.
Okay.
And I don't know, she was like over the banister, like saying something, and I turned around, and I thought I was I thought I was done with the steps.
3 more steps.
It turns out.
3 more
and
steps.
another thing, it was more steps, and I thought I was on flat ground, so I started walking like I was on the floor, and turns out there was more steps, so I like fell clean on my hip on some old man shit.
Hey.
Yeah, that joint was terrible.
That stinks.
Yeah, everybody started coming out of rooms, and people thought something was like the house was caving in. I'm like, no, that was a 300-pound body.
So they hit the house with an RPG.
Neighbors coming over and shit. Like, yeah, that joint was not good.
Question: have you watched the Michael B. Jordan movie yet? Mm-mm. So. Michael B. Jordan.
I saw a few of my coworkers saying how great of an actor he is, and these are my coworkers who. All right, now,
come on now.
All right, now, like, you know, so I can't put too much stock into what they say.
I watched the movie. It's Tom Clancy's Without Remorse, which is basically the precursor to the Rainbow Six series. Mm-hmm. Which they allude to at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it yet. But, they marketed the hell out of this movie. I'm sure it's gotten hella traffic. It's probably already broke Coming to America's record for the biggest movie on Amazon Prime to date, because they've been pushing the shit since Christmas time.
Okay.
So the movie is out. The general premise of the movie is like, this spy, CIA, double cross. The CIA is always working both sides and trying to fuck the people in the middle, and he's this action hero. And one thing I can say, acting chops aside, that motherfucker gonna get in shape for a role. That motherfucker look like Apollo Creed in this movie, physically speaking. Lauren London's in it for like 4 minutes. She gets smoked, for those of you out there that haven't seen the movie yet.
Thank you for ruining it.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt.
Lauren London gets smoked, and then he goes on this revenge tour.
Is he with Lauren London?
That's his wife.
Okay.
Kill my wife and my unborn child. Killing all you niggas.
So it's like a remake of Passenger 57.
It's Passenger 57 mixed with Die Hard, mixed with every war movie ever, mixed with Homeland.
Okay.
It's like a jambalaya of.
You remember Passenger 57? Wesley Snipes' wife had got killed.
Yes.
In the armed robbery.
Yep.
John Cutter.
Yeah. What's his name? I forget his name in this goddamn movie. But I think his name's John something.
Okay.
It's John something, and then at the end he has to change his identity. He gets a pardon from the government for killing everybody, and then he gets $1 million in cash, and then he gets a new passport, and his name is John Clark now.
The other day on Facebook, it was one of those. It was like it had all like martial art people. Yeah. It was like Bruce Lee, the guy from Umbach, Jet Li, Michael Jai White, Wesley Snipes, Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like it was like 9 of them, and it was like you're in a fight. With 10 people about to get rolled on, which 3 of these do you have to help you save your life? So people was picking like their numbers or who they would take.
Yeah.
And it was somebody in the comments was like, I don't understand why Wesley Snipes is on here and people are actually picking him. Like, y'all be believing these movies a little bit too much. And I'm like, bro, Wesley a 38-degree black belt. I'm like, Wesley fucking gonna kill everybody on this.
Wesley and Michael Jai White is my first pick.
Michael Jai White legitimately can kill. Like, he's registered with his hands. Like, he can't fight.
He's a weapon.
Yeah.
Michael Jai White, then Wesley, and then it's like cut the deck with the rest of them niggas. Like,
it's like Bruce Lee or the boy from Umbach, or like one of them.
Like Michael Jai White said, I would kill Bruce Lee. And people was like, no, you wouldn't. Yeah. Like, people believe the legend of Bruce Lee. He like, Bruce Lee is 5'1", 107 pounds. I would kill him. None of that shit works in a street fight.
In Bruce Lee's defense, though, I watched the Joan the other day. Bruce Lee was drinking Henny. So it's like a little ninja no Henny to drink Henny. That's probably the scariest shit on earth. Somebody was like, on Twitter was like, Henny is disgusting and I'll fight whoever want to argue, or I'll fight whoever got a problem with it. And somebody was like, you trying to fight niggas going off the Henny? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, I seen that shit the other day about Wesley, and I'm like, because they was in the comments, I'm like reading the comments on the joint, and sure somebody brought up like black actors who don't have stunt doubles and shit. Yeah. And somehow somebody brought Michael B. Jordan into the joint. And it was like, bro, Wesley Snipes would legitimately rip Michael B. Jordan head off.
He would rip his titty meat off his chest, off his pec.
I'm like, maybe y'all little niggas really just don't know. But I'm like, yo, Wesley Snipes dead as like a 19-degree black belt.
They don't get it. Like, he played Blade for a reason.
Yeah.
It was based on him.
Yeah.
He's just not a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, people take shit too far. But yeah, Michael Jai White and Wesley Snipes are the only choices on that list. You could take Charles Bronson for a third
the other day was like the anniversary of Lupe Fiasco's first album.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Food and Liquor.
Yeah.
And I was seeing the comments and shit on Twitter, so it made me like go and just look, because it was talking about his career and how he had the shot to like be a big deal, and he actually reached it later on in an album that wasn't. You know, he had Food and Liquor, which was like heralded. Yeah. Then what was his next joint? The Cool. Was it The Cool? Mm-hmm. The Cool was like considered to be like an A+ all across the board, like all the Rolling Stone, all that shit gave it. But then his next album was Lasers, and that didn't have the critical acclaim, but it was his best commercially performing album.
That was the album that Atlantic made him make.
Yeah. So I was just like looking at like his like, you know, his lineage of his career. Yeah. And I'm reading this shit, and it was just like, yo, The Cool came out. It sold 134,000 copies the first week. It was 14th on Billboard.
Right.
Damn.
That's when they was juking the stats.
That's why I was just like, yo, like, think if you sell 140,000 now, you got the number one album. It's
Moneybagg Yo just sold $140, number one album.
You got the number one album. I'm like, Del, you could sell 140,000 at one time and dead ass not even be in the top 10 in a week. That's how much shit was coming out and how high them numbers was. That fucked me up a little bit reading that.
We've never really talked about Lupe on this podcast for whatever reason, but Lupe's like...
We have talked about him. Remember, I brought him up when we was talking about his documentary, his interview he did where he was talking about niggas with Rolexes and Ferrari and shit like that.
Like, Lupe is
a very smart guy.
He's a Jedi ninja when it comes to, like, actual just rapping. Like, there's not many people that can just rap better than Lupe Fiasco, but he basically, you know, kamikazed his own career because he felt like, I'm in a bad deal. Y'all gave me a lot of money. There's no back end money. Mm-hmm. There's no oversight to any of this when I try to audit y'all. Y'all trying to make me make records that I don't want to fucking make, even though my core fan base wants these other type of records that I'm just producing, but y'all won't let me release them. Right. I had to fucking picket outside of Warner Brothers in Atlantic's office in New York City in order to get Lasers released, even though that was the commercial trash ass album y'all asked me to make. Right. And it's just like, you know, whenever he speaks, he's somebody that I try to listen to because he has a wealth of knowledge, and he's been around a long time, and he's been around all the power players and all the people that matters. He was with Jay-Z. They was supposed to sign him to The Rock. Jay-Z ended up executive producing his first album, even though
Jay-Z got him his deal.
At Atlantic because Hip Hop and G had went over to Atlantic, which was the two top A&Rs at Rockefeller. So Jay like, fuck it, I'm gonna filter him over to y'all, and then Jay got the EP credit and the points on the first album. And then Pharrell did a bunch of songs for him, and he was on Touch the Sky with Kanye and this, and it's like everybody believed in Lupe, and he just, for the greater good of his own sanity, he just kamikazed his like pop career, and now he's just, like an underground king, intentionally though.
Have you ever thought about like where this podcast can go?
I think about it every day. I'm obsessed with the thought of it.
I low-key am too.
And I'm scared to death.
Wrong! At least I know
I'm gonna be trying to get niggas IP addresses and come to the crib. Like,
Dog.
I'm afraid. Like,
Dog.
me and Sachi was talking about this shit the other day. Because I was just talking like strategy and what we had coming up with the pod and all of that shit. And we was basically both in agreement. Like, once you crack 10,000 views, that's past your core audience.
Right.
Now you're in the internet realm.
Right.
And once you're in the internet
Right.
realm, there's so much scrutiny that exists, even if you're doing the dopest shit ever.
Right.
There's people that'll just come to be like, I hate that shirt.
Yeah.
Like, and just leave. Like, just come comment, I hate that shirt. I ain't like the sneaks you had on last week. Like, there are people that literally, like, comment on the Joe Budden podcast YouTube every week just to be like, I don't like what Joe got on. Then the next week, like, you wore that shirt 4 weeks ago. Like, it's like shit like that. So, I know that, like, once certain eyes, we talk about all the time, we need just one moment for us to catapult out of here. But I'm afraid that once we reach certain eyes, I might not be able to handle it.
Dog,
I don't know.
Listen.
It scares the shit out of me.
I told Jules I could see me walking around with like a leather glove and an eagle. like sicking these motherfuckers. Like, real shit. Because people are fucking crazy.
For sure.
People are annoying as shit. And I'm doing better with it. Like, I feel like, it was funny the other day I was at the Loop, and one of the drivers, I ain't never seen him. He opened the door, was like, yo, I know you hate people coming up on you, but y'all fuck to the podcast. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, I'm not a wild animal. Like, I ain't like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I appreciate it. And like, I leave, I walking back across the street, car roll past, chick out the window, like, Matt, what's up? Matt made me sick. Bitch, you know
What's poppin', Matt?
What up, bitch?
Know what the fuck going on?
And it I do get that shit a lot. Like, people just, you at the store, shit, y'all fucks with the podcast.
I walked in Landmark one night and the security was in there. He was like, oh no, clear this shit the fuck out. Y'all don't know who this is? This is top podcaster in Philly. Get out of his way. Who with you, big dog?
It had to be Jules.
Yeah.
Big Jules, yeah.
He's like, man, who with you?
Shout out Jules.
I'm gonna get you a table right now. Hold on, you ain't waiting in no lines.
Yeah.
I'm like, this shit feel kind of good.
Hey, tell him put some extra sour cream next to my motherfucking case. Yeah,
like, I ain't get none of this as a party promoter.
It's real. Like, I think about that shit, and it's just being in that space where everything's under the microscope. Everything's like, what you doing? Where you going?
Yeah.
What's this about?
I know I'm getting canceled the third week. Soon as we make the Shade Room, they gonna cancel me for some shit I did in '98. Like, I was in high school.
Even with the weight loss shit, like, every time I look up and see that shit somewhere,
here we go again.
You're just like, here we go. And you see, depending on what page it's on.
Yeah.
You see the comments and you just like, this shit's about to be.
Yeah,
on.
like I look at I think our biggest contemporary and like kind of somebody we can look as far as like upward mobility. I look at Deezus and Mero, and it's like there's somebody that did it their way, did it the right way, kept their IP and their ownership, did a deal with Vice, did a bad deal with Vice, but it got them the audience that was past their initial audience to be able to then go and then parlay it into a deal with CBS Showtime to where now these niggas is boxing commentators and all of this shit. And it's like, I think we're well-rounded enough to be able to do that same sort of shit.
Yeah, I could sit on First Take.
Right.
We can go and sit on my fucking Undisputed. We could, no way around.
Like them yearly hip-hop panels that Rap Radar and shit was doing. It's like, I see it for us, but it's like, scared to death.
Yeah.
Scared to death.
Who the fuck is he?
Right. Who the fuck is this nigga with all this information sitting up here trying to tell me that Redman's second album was a classic? Fuck him. I wasn't even alive.
I look at situations like Lupe Fiasco or Dave Chappelle, or this is the reason of me bringing that up, is like,
sometimes you gotta crash your shit sometimes.
What if I'm cool? Like, they always will make it seem like you're crazy, or you didn't work hard enough, or you didn't do this, or you didn't, or damn, you could have been the man if you. And it's just like, what if I'm good.
Yeah.
And I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I'm like, not everybody, like rappers have this thing, especially rappers now. I'm grinding until I'm at a Billy. I'm going for a Billy. I gotta get a Billy.
You know how hard it is to make $1 billion?
And it'd be like, only 2.5 of y'all done made it to a Billy.
In 45 years.
You understand what I'm saying?
From 1976 to now.
You see what I'm saying?
2.5 niggas.
Jay done made it. Puff done made it.
And Dre done made
and
it.
Dre done made it.
That's
and
it.
2 of them is like right there. We don't know.
They a bad weekend away.
Niggas get extra cheese on their Whopper. Niggas ain't billionaires tomorrow. Like, you just don't really know. So it's like the chances of you as, you know, young slapperho, whatever the fuck your name is, like getting to $1 billion, it's not reality.
Yeah.
But what if God's plan for you is to make $32 million and then become a pillar in your hood for the little boys and girls with rebuilding the pool and building up the football program like Big U do,
right?
Or doing the football thing like Snoop do. Like, what if that's your path? And a lot of times I think we get so like lost in the sauce of trying to be at this mythical status.
Yeah.
That what if it's just in the cards for me to make $5 million and retire?
Right.
What if?
Listen, when I used to work for Enterprise, my last job at Enterprise, I was doing corporate sales. I was working in the fleet department. I was working in the fleet department. And my boss at the time, Dan Hughes, always used to say, like, at the time, he was probably 42, 43 or something like that. So relatively young. Like, he's in his financial earning prime as a male, and he was going up. And he always used to say, like, once I'm worth $6 million, I can retire. He was like, it's like, I don't even have to have the $6 million liquid. Like, if I'm worth $6 million between assets, cash, and investments, like, I'm good. I'm set for life. I can take care of my parents. I can do $6 million. That's the fucking number. So it's like, so when you hear people that like just had $6 8 weeks ago, and now you like, I'm grinding till I get $1 billion. It's like, can we get to $1 million first?
Yeah.
Can we get to
500,000?
Yeah. Can we get to 5 million first? Like, there's so many steps. Like, you don't just like skip a rock across the water and become a fucking billionaire. Like, even look at what Nas is doing right now. Like, you invest in everything, you take some losses, but then you have a streak of wins, and then you go from 40 million to 400.
Right.
That's more likely. But that's over a 15-year period
of you angel investing into
everything. Like, you don't turn down nothing. Oh,
liquid death, everything
that drops. How much money they need? 8,000. All right, cool. How much does this company need? 42,000. You just give up the bread indiscriminately in the belief that at some point it'll work.
Something's gonna stick.
But for every Triller, there's a Vine. Right. For every fucking liquid death or company that works, there's some upstart water company that just goes fucking belly up. And there's no reprieve for the people that invested that money and their time into that product and didn't get it. But that's what you have to do in order to reach that sort of money. Like, in order to make $1 billion in 2021, you either have to invent some transformative product that moves technology in the world forward in some manner.
Right.
Rick Ross just invested $1 million into this telehealth company with this guy that's a serial tech entrepreneur that's popped off a bunch of 9-figure companies. So it's like something to that effect.
Right.
But that million ain't gonna 1,000x. Like, it's gonna be $1 million, and then we might need another $1 million, and then we might need $4 million.
To get to that type of money of being a billionaire, like you said, you're going to have to push the world forward.
You're gonna have to invent some transformative shit.
But you're not gonna get to $1 billion rapping and trapping like a fool.
Impossible.
It's just not gonna happen.
Impossible.
So I was saying this shit to my homie. I'm like, what if it's just not in the cards? You making it to 9 million, does that mean you're a failure because you don't got 400? And that's where we've kind of gotten lost, especially in our culture, where it's like we have this thing where it's like, oh, only he's doing good. And it'd be like, nah, yo, like, I know people who make $200,000 a year. I know people who make $60,000 a year. Both of their lives are okay.
Yeah.
You might not have this car, or you might not have that house or that watch, but it's just like, if you comfortable and you can do what the fuck you like. Again, perfect. I was saying this shit to him. He was like, I don't understand what made people go get X3s, BMW, the truck. And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, because it's like the X5, shit, the X7 is out. And I'm like, what if somebody wanted an X3?
Right.
The X3s are the most. You know, they're the most sold BMW SVU.
And then
SUV.
And then the X5. And then the X7, and then the X6. They said I read
the coupes don't. They're like not.
They don't sell.
Yeah, literally.
I read it. I was.
They're almost loss leaders.
Yo, they are.
Yeah.
Like it's like they are literally selling 7 times more X5s than X6.
Dog, I was reading a joint about Mercedes with the GLC as opposed to the GLE, and then opposed to the GLS, and it was just like the coupe versions of trucks they don't really.
That's
sell.
why they charge you $10,000 more for them because they know we're going to sell 1/5 of the amount, so we charge you 10 bands more so that we can make up some of this L every fucking time. But Mercedes is doing so bad on the GLC, they're discontinuing it. They just made the GLA bigger, and they're like, we're just gonna get rid of this shit altogether.
They brought out a GLB.
Yeah, I saw the B. The B is like tall, like it's there.
It looks like a Scion almost.
Yeah, like I saw one.
I
saw one in traffic, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's a GLB, and you can get those in diesel. You can't get the other ones in diesel."
My homie got
shit.
a Volkswagen Passat.
Okay.
In diesel. That shit got like 900 miles to a fucking
It's
tank.
nuts.
Yeah, it's fucking
I was
crazy.
looking at trucks the
TDI
other day because I'm ready to get rid of my lease. I'm about to turn my lease in for my Honda, and I'm looking at like a nice everyday like luxury truck. Not nothing too crazy though. But there's a 30 diesel version of the X7, but you can't get them in the United States.
Yeah,
but I
German.
saw them; they fucking beautiful, and I'm just like, that's what the fuck I need. Like rugged in the snow. Any weather fucking condition, it looks good, got crazy curb appeal, and then you getting 100 miles to the gallon. That's what the fuck I need. Can't get it.
Yeah.
So I'm back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Back to square fucking one. So yeah, so you want to make $1 billion, you got to create some transformative product. You got to invest in a company that makes transformative fucking products. You have to partner with some legendary fucking house of whether it be fashion, media, something to that effect. And then y'all just catch a crazy break on the stock.
Yeah, like my thing is like with bringing it full circle back to like the talk of the podcast. It's like, what if it's in the cards for us to get a deal on a major network, we take it and go over and do a television show or go over and do, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
We do it and we make enough money to where you decide, I'm going to invest in real estate. And I'm like, well, nigga, I'm going to play poker.
Right.
And we decide, all right, we're going to step away, but we still going to have the media company and we're going to put on other this, that, and the third. It's like, are they going to do an unsung about us?
Right, did we fail? Is that an L?
And it's just, we have this thing where it's like, it's all about the money.
Yeah.
It's all about who can make the most money when it really shouldn't be that.
Yeah.
Because you could Mike Tyson made $400 million and had
Gave it all back.
Lost all of that shit.
Gave it all back.
So it's like, it's him making $400 million and then losing it all, or what's the boy with the nose ring from the Saints? The running back.
Kamar.
Alvin
Kamara.
Kamara. He hasn't spent the NFL check.
Yeah.
What's his name? Beast Mode did the same thing.
Marshawn Lynch. Yeah.
He hasn't spent.
Lived off his endorsements.
So it's just like, he a nigga from Oakland. You know what I'm saying? Got $50 million. I'm out the door. He not a failure, but he don't got $1 billion.
Yeah.
So it's just like, we've gotten like lost in that, like, gotta get $1 billion, gotta get $1 billion.
Yeah, I think capitalism has ruined people to a certain extent, and I'm a very
to the point where people don't even look at like good money as like a good life anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing is, once you got 50 million, it ain't a lot of shit that you can't access that the nigga with 100 got. Yeah. Now the guy that got 500, he could do some different type of shit.
Yeah, bigger yacht,
whatever. But it's like it's toys at that point though. It's not lifestyle. Like it's all fucking toys, y'all.
Paul Allen had a $226 million super yacht, mega yacht.
Yeah,
$226 million for this jump.
If you're making that type of money that Paul Allen is making, no, $226 million for sure.
Yeah, I think that was
like if you making that type of money though. You know how hard you're working and how much you're working? You don't even get to get on that motherfucker but twice a year? Maybe. That's a tax deferment though. Like that's what people don't be understanding. Like when you playing
I'm sorry, 325 million. Yes, I was definitely.
I'm like, no, it's at minimum 220.
414-foot mega yacht called the Octopus has 8 decks, an elevator, a cinema, 2 helipads, and a glass-bottomed underwater observation lounge. It's on the market right now for 325 million or 295 million euros. So it's like, yeah, I don't.
It's
like,
toys because the thing is,
toys.
if I got 50 million, I could rent his yacht.
Right.
I don't need to own. I don't need to own a $325 million yacht. You know what I'm saying? So it's like y'all taking the same vacations. Y'all fucking the same bitches for the most part.
Like you're not leaving Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're not.
It's only but so much you can do.
It's only one Tokyo. It's one Johannesburg. It's one giraffe house in Kenya. It's one goddamn Maldives. It's literally one of these. Like think about it. Not trying to be funny. I can go to the Maldives.
Yeah,
like dead ass.
Literally.
I got enough credit. I could book a Maldives.
My man's son just was in the Maldives for his birthday.
So it's like, yeah, and that's me. I'm whipping the 49. Right. So it's just like.
So it's like, I think people just be missing like the access part of it, like, and not understanding us. Like, yeah, it's cool to have $1 billion or 500 million or whatever, but the people below them, that's between 5 million and up, it's like. If you manage your money properly and you got good credit, with 5 million liquid, you can live like you got 50 million.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Because, all right, the person with 500 million can buy the island. Mm-hmm. I can go there. The person that with 2 billion can buy the mega yacht. I can rent it. Right. Like I still can enjoy the same shit. And I might be able to enjoy it more than they do because somebody that's making 2 billion a year don't got time to be on vacation like that. Gotta run his companies.
Like Puff's a billionaire and he hangs with Meek. Like your life doesn't necessarily get that much. Not saying it doesn't get crazier, but it's like you're still gonna be in the realm of everything else.
Yes,
it's like you're not gonna escape Earth.
You're gonna see some shit. Like once you cross certain financial thresholds, you're gonna see some shit that's like. Holy shit. And then after a while, the thresholds that you keep crossing, you stop seeing shit. Like, it's not that much of a difference. It's like, oh, well, how about come around the back of the resort? Like, come around the back of the villa. Like,
you can come in underground.
Right. It's like little access points, but the lifestyle shit is not that much different.
Right. Now, as far as what you own and what you have and, like, your accessibility to coagulate on things.
Yes.
That changes. Yes. That's different.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, it's a lot of people who came through this rap shit, entertainment shit, sports shit that aren't billionaires that are
living great lives.
Filthy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Filthy.
Living great lives. Ross ain't a billionaire. Ross worth about 50, 60. Ross got
he probably worth more than that now.
What? He bought 100 cars. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Birdman had at his height had 100 cars. Like niggas ain't billionaires. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas is hovering around 100.
But my thing is, and I guess this is where I'll be at the most, because a lot of shit really doesn't entice me. It doesn't. I'll be honest with you. I'm not into clothes. I'm really not into jewelry. I really don't give a fuck about that shit. The one thing I do like is cars. I know the money come, I can
park crazy.
I know I can fuck it up on some cars. Yeah. And just watch out. I gotta pull this one out to get the other one. Like, I know that.
Yeah.
But it's like we had, like, even down to like the 2 watches.
I hate it.
I don't give a fuck how good life get.
Yeah.
I'm never going to. And does that make me a loser or a failure because I don't have on 2 watches?
Because that shit is tacky.
But it's like niggas do it to show, oh yeah, I got the bust down Cardi and I got the bust down AP. And it's just like, what? Right. Like, and that's how I be. And I don't give a fuck what we sign for. I'm not putting on 2 watches. I'm never going to do that.
One thing about what's going on right now with inflation and everything like that and commodities being up and gold being up and all that, it's really giving niggas an economics lesson on, like, your bust down really not worth shit. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care how much money you pay for it. Like, it's super not worth shit because, like, on Chrono 24, they got the Patek Philippe section, and they got all the Patek models, and then they say Pateks with diamonds, and the Pateks with diamonds is $52,000, and the plain Patek is $95,000.
Yeah.
So it's like if you paid $25,000 for that watch 4 years ago, like I almost did, and that was worth $95,000, I'm positive you would be sick to your stomach if you fucking put diamonds in it. And it's like that sort of shit. It's like motherfuckers is learning a lot of shit on the fly, and it's putting like life and like class type stuff like in perspective in terms of like things like that, things that are like accessible to all of us, and it's showing people like this is why you shouldn't do this.
But it's not stopping them.
It's not stopping them.
That's the crazy part.
It's in their face, and it's still not stopping. Oh, Doge back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna talk about crypto today for sure because
Yeah.
Ethereum is kicking ass.
Yeah, I saw Doge went back.
Doge went back up. It's over 40. I bought some more Doge. I had bought it and sold out maybe like a month ago, and then I bought back into it. But fucking Ethereum is kicking ass.
I saw a little baby the other day. He had on so many chains. I'm just like, this little nigga's gonna need a cane when he gets older. Like, yo, that's a lot of fucking chains, man. And he had a video with DJ Khaled and
Lil Durk. I know
Lil Durk.
Yeah.
And DJ Khaled like came in the video, was like, yeah, man, we working. And you know what Lil Baby did? Yeah, man, we working. And then the video cut to Lil Doug, was like, yeah, man, we work. And it's just like, what the fuck is it about niggas act like Icy watches like their Power Ranger. like I gotta show this shit off to like ignite.
Definitely working.
Yeah, like this shit is
In
crazy.
case you was wondering, we working.
And it's just like, dog, if you if you don't do that, do you not seem as successful?
I mean, but the thing is, you know who not doing that? Kendrick. You know who not doing that? J. Cole.
You see what I'm saying?
You know who not doing that? Drake.
See what I'm saying?
None of these niggas is more successful than them.
Me and Ross used to always joke like, I want to get little chain rich. You ever notice when rappers come in, it'd be the most gigantic, ridiculous chains ever. Then as the money gets real and they become like owners of labels, it's like you see Rick Ross, he got a little chain.
Small chain.
Jay-Z every now and Jay-Z will put on a big dumbass 10 kilo, but it's like purpose.
Yeah.
But you see him on the regular Puff, it just be little crosses, like little. It's just like, yeah, I want to get little chain rich. Where it's like, I don't gotta have on my face or a big ass Buick Avenue street sign. like cause the jewelry, it just.
We not from 63rd.
Yo, I saw Moneybagg Yo the other day. That nigga had on. Apparently he's won like 9 Super Bowls. The nigga, he had a Super Bowl ring on every finger, 2 watches. It just be too much, yo.
Yeah.
6ix9ine had on 4 watches one day. I seen him.
If you don't got this watch, little nigga, if you don't got this watch, don't even talk to me. I don't care if I'm a rat. You don't got this watch, you poor.
I don't care if I'm a rat. So yeah, it just that should at times be like, damn, am I like hip enough to be in the entertainment shit and on the scene? Because it's like I'm telling you. I'm literally going to have on ball shorts at the Grammys. Like this, I don't give a fuck about
like
none of that
Matt,
shit.
you're presenting.
Hey, listen, give me the envelope. Like, what the fuck? It's just, we have this thing where it's like, and I peeped it the other day on Instagram. All the girls look exactly the same.
Black, white, Asian, Hispanic.
Dior slippers.
They all look the same.
Dior bag. It's the same print. It's the same shit. Those Bottega Veneta, the little puffy square slide-ins. It's those, or it's the what else is another one that they all have fucking run to now? Damn.
What part of our record on Mondays don't niggas understand? People just insist on calling me.
Oh, you know how that should be. But it's all the same shit.
Yeah.
The little niggas, it's all the same sneakers, the same jeans, the same shirt, the same watch, the same car, damn near. It is just.
I was having a conversation with this jeweler last week.
Like, if you don't fit the mold, then you not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's how it is.
Somebody that a friend of mine, a real close friend of mine knows, inherited a jewelry store from his father on South Street. And he's trying to figure out, how to get it off the ground and this, and whatever. So we had like a little brief meeting, and I was just telling him, like, listen, bro, like, you want to get, I was like, motherfucker, niggas is really only buying 4 or 5 things. Like, Rolexes, APs, couple Pateks. I said they buying Cuban links, they buying rope chains, Hermes link here and there, a Figaro here and there. It's like, that's all you need to be successful in the jewelry game. You just got to be willing to spend the bread. That's all.
Remember when Jay-Z and Kanye came out with the Otis song? How did Jay-Z start his joint?
I invented swag. Popping bottles, putting supermodels in a cab. I forget the rest of it.
I invented swag. Popping bottles, putting supermodels in the cab. Proof. I got my swag of some proof. New watch alert. The Hublows. Oh, the big face rollies.
I got two of those.
He said that shit, and literally, it sparked like, we got to get Hublows
today.
I remember when that shit started.
Yeah.
And the Hublo became like mentioned a lot. It just became like a thing. Then when you actually get into like learning about watches and reading about them, and you realize Hublo is like the entry level. Yeah, I'm saying they give them shits away when you win poker tournaments for the WPT now.
This one guy that he got this viral watch blog guy from Ireland, and every video he makes, no matter what it's about, he trashes Hublo every time.
The boy posted a John on his page. It was a nigga like winning a gold medal at like a Olympic race, and he's on the podium, and it said Hublo. It said Hublo owners, and he was holding the medal up. Then he was biting it to show it was
and
real.
It was third place,
and literally it was like 8th place on the podium. It was like Rolex, AP. Everybody just like looking down at him at the bottom of the podium. I was fucking dying. But it was like Baccarat, Omega, Rolex, AP, like all these motherfuckers, different watch owners, just looking at him. He down there acting a fucking fool. And it's just like, that's how our culture is. Like, and that's where the whole, what's the word they love now for people who tell other people what to do?
Influencers.
That's where the influencer shit comes from. Because if this chick wears it, the chick Ari puts on the shit with all the little moons. All the bitches got the shit.
I was asking my girl the other night. I'm like, yo, where did that come from?
I asked
like,
the same shit the other night. I'm like,
nobody can answer me.
What is the moon shit and where did it come from?
Nobody can answer me. Nobody can tell me, like, who wore it first? Like, who started it? And they're like, oh, well, it was these white girls and this and so on. Well, what black, like, all right, because that doesn't tell me anything. Because when white girls wear shit, y'all don't give a fuck about it. Mm-hmm. They not built like y'all. Well, now they are. But historically, they weren't built like y'all. But y'all weren't wearing shit based off of them unless it was like a Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner, somebody of that ilk. So I'm like, who the fuck wore this that got all y'all like, we gotta have Marine Sarah, and nobody can fucking explain it to me.
Yeah.
And it's just the strangest fucking phenomenon.
I asked my homie the other day, who is a 2-watch guy. He's, he is successful in the city. And I asked him, like, what is the purpose in the 2 watches shit? And he could not.
Absolutely not.
Like, he just could not verbalize.
And niggas don't even know Birdman invented that.
Birdman was doing that shit in the 90s.
In the 90s.
Yeah. When they did that.
10 chains, 2 watches.
When Rap City did the Magnolia tour on the not the basement. Damn, what the fuck was the name of the show? It was Rap City, but it was before they was doing the basement with Big Tigger. And they went to Magnolia Projects.
Yeah.
That's when Juvie had the Jag and they had the Prowlers and all that shit. They took him to Birdman Aunt Crib, who was frying the catfish and shit. And Birdman was doing that shit with the 2 watch. He was doing that shit. That was like 98. Yeah.
So it's like niggas be making the mistake also of thinking they setting trends, not even realizing they recycling some shit that already happened, but they just don't have the point of reference, or they do, but it's like in their subconscious, so they don't connect it to like, this is why I'm really doing this.
Right,
like they don't be understanding like the heart of the issue or the real inspiration behind it. But none of this shit be new for real like that. But it's just like my whole thing just be in everything that I do as far as fashion wise, neatness, and then as far as like jewelry is class. Like I don't want to. I'm not showing up with no big goofy bubble letter pendant on all that shit. Like that shit is off brand for me. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Them bubble letters is the worst.
It's disgusting.
Invention ever.
It's nasty.
The marshmallow Stay Puft letters, them Jones, I don't like them at all.
It's nasty. That's one of the worst jewelry eras. Is the bubble letter chain era. It's not quite over, but it's like almost.
Oh no, it's still going on. This bubble letters is going out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's
letters is getting produced.
Yeah, the long chain era was terrible.
Oh my god, the Mob Deep era. I rock 40-inch cables.
my chain bang glass cables.
Like, why, Prodigy? Why?
My chain hang down to my dick.
Fucking chain down to your belly button, piece down to your nuts. It's just like, this is not smooth at all. Like, where can you go? Then when Jay-Z made niggas dress up, niggas still had the long chain
with the
button up open with the
Yeah.
T under it, long ass chain on, just like, you look ridiculous.
Long chain era was terrible.
It was awful,
that
man.
shit was nasty, man.
It was awful.
Nigga Jibs got a hit out of that shit. Do your chain hang low, do it wobble to the floor. Can we talk about Khaled's new album?
You can, because I ain't listened to it.
Uh,
I looked at the track listing and I made my mind up. I said, all right. The song with whatever got Lil Baby on it, I'm going to listen to that. The Jay-Z and Nas John, I might listen to that. I still haven't heard it.
No?
No.
Oh, wow.
I said he got her on here. I'm going to listen to her because she my favorite artist right now.
You better drink a Red Bull before you turn it on.
I'm going to listen to her song with her on it. And I like Cardi B and she smells wonderful in person. I'm going to listen to her song. That's all I got from it. And that was 4 days ago. I haven't listened to it yet.
Okay, so I listened to it. People are saying Khaled is washed as far as putting an album out.
Khaled was watched 3 albums ago, if we keeping it a buck. And I love Khaled to death.
I'm going to give Khaled props for getting the album done during the COVID shit. Because that's difficult to get all. And he's got everybody on there. Lil Wayne, Lil Baby, Cardi B, Drake, Hove. Like
Justin Bieber.
You name them, he got them. You know what I mean? Khaled's hold over the streets, like that we taking over, it's that done. We the best.
It's done.
Yeah.
Khaled is selling furniture. Yeah. Like, you can't control the streets when you trying to sell me a Sealy Serta mattress.
Yeah. When I look back at Khaled's initial, remember when the first John hit?
We taking over? No. Holla at me, baby.
Holla at me, baby. Who was the first person on that? Was it
Paul
Lil
Wall?
Wayne? No, Lil Wayne started it.
You got the right one. Yeah, you got the right one.
It's Weezy fucking baby. Yeah, like when that shit hit, it was like Rick Ross had on a Everyday I'm Hustling t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like if y'all don't know, that's me. Like,
I'm on 2 songs.
I'm on 2 songs. Yeah. When that shit hit, it was like, the fuck is this? Then I'm So Hood with that Plies verse. Then the We Taking Over. Then the I'm On ones. Then the, what was the joint he had with Ross, Wayne, and Plies? Welcome to My Hood. Like it was just banger after banger. Like he couldn't stop. And then he started doing them remixes with 75 people on them. And it was just like, all right now. Like you're getting carried away now.
Khaled got so big, Obama came out to All I Do Is Win.
Yeah. I forgot about All I Do Is Win. Yeah.
That shit is like,
because it's universally hated. But yes, like big, just smash street records. Remember the joint with Cash Flow? Like he just was influencing so much. Was Ace Hood his artist?
Yeah.
He
had Wild Thoughts with Rihanna and Bryson Tiller. That's a Khaled song.
Dog. I got the keys. Like he
like Khaled was putting up 9 figures every album cycle.
Yeah, it had to be.
Easily. You got songs that's going 8 million. You got another joint going 4. You got another joint going 3. Yeah. Like, fuck if the rest of the album is terrible. Yeah. You got 14 million out the gate. Like, it don't matter.
And he was like, even down to like shit like having Beans and Kiss on a song together, and just it was a lot of the joint with Kanye and T-Pain.
Go Hard.
I would think it's time.
Then Jay jumped on the remix.
Dog, like Khaled couldn't miss.
Khaled was in control, man.
And he's missing now. You know what I'm saying? Like he couldn't miss then. He be missing every now
I think
and then.
that he's gotten to a point where we talk a lot about quality control when it comes to music creation.
Right.
He's gotten to a point where his ear is so trained to like listen for a hit record instead of just making dope music. Mm-hmm. And he's gotten to the point where because he made all these hit records, nobody is questioning him. Mm-hmm. And like he's listening to them fluty xylophone kazoo beats and he like, this gonna kill radio. And then it's like, nah, we not on that. Like the trenches is controlling hip hop right now. Like Lil Baby and Durk and DaBaby are the biggest artists out right now.
And then the next tier of artists is like ESTG. Who else is up there right now with that?
ESTG, Babyface Ray,
42 Dugg.
42 Dugg. It's the street niggas. So it's like you gotta
got Meek and this person and that. Like,
it's like he needed to like go all the way down and then build it back up.
Come from the bottom.
From the bottom. You know what I'm saying? That should have been his plan, as opposed to we gonna do top down hit record, Jay-Z and Nas, this and this, this and this and this and this and this, because then your street records don't hit the same because the hit records ain't hitting the same.
Right.
So it's just like you're putting us in a position where we're hearing we're hearing you almost like
the
inside out.
The only way I'm gonna like this is if I'm a dick eater, and that's unfair to me. You know what I mean? And that's how I felt like going into this album. Like once I really started getting into it. So, of course, like everybody else, you see Nas and Hove, you kind of make a blitz to that. You know what I'm saying? Like you blitz to that song. Like, oh shit, Nas and Hove on a track together. All right, let me check this shit out. And I'm a real live Nas fan. I like Jigga. I say that all the time. I'm not really a Hove guy. I like Jigga, but I see Hove and Nas. I'm like, all right, let me go to it. My first initial thought when the shit came on is, who picked this beat? Who? You said you didn't even listen to it.
I didn't even listen to it. I have no perspective whatsoever.
Yeah, you're terrible, man. Why wouldn't you listen to that knowing we about to, you know what I'm saying? Just so I could give you, so you could give me something.
I was watching Floyd on $1 Million Worth of Game.
Okay.
Instead.
The beat really isn't that great. They started rapping. Nas raps first, Jay raps second.
Yeah.
Nas is rapping like Jay in this.
Right. They said Nas said he redid his verse after he heard Jay verse.
And it comes off like that. Like it's not like a normal what you would expect from Nas. He's like, I'm the Coinbase Scarface. I'm on the island and with the sombrero on, and it's just like, what is going on? What is like? It's just like it's baffling almost.
Yeah.
Then Jay-Z comes on. Swear to God, I said it on his podcast. All Jay-Z raps about is money and Beyonce.
That's it.
That's it.
But when you get caught cheating on Beyonce, that's all you allowed to rap about.
I said this and I got hell for it. The song Jay-Z's verse starts. This nigga said, "I made another B. Haters ain't recovered from the other B. And y'all forgot about the other B. Hey." And Beyonce, I'm just like, oh my God.
And niggas is acting like that's the hardest shit of all time.
And I'm like, what?
Niggas are actively like pretending that,
Yes.
that like it's the hardest shit of all time. I saw somebody said, they was like, it's crazy that at 51 years old, Jay-Z's still the best rapper out. And I'm like, no, not even close.
No, not even in the realm.
Not even in the realm.
No.
I can name 15 niggas I like over him in 2021. Like Kendrick just won a Pulitzer.
Dog.
What do y'all be talking about?
So this is where I want to go into this with this shit. So listen, and I love Nas, and that's the crazy part. Listening to Nas and Jay on this song, what I see is Magic Johnson in '96. And that's just the reality of it.
Backing down on the inbound.
Backing down on the inbound. That's what Jay and them do now. They're not push the culture forward, or like we just said, controlling the wave of rap. They're not.
Yeah.
You know how I know? When Jay drops songs, they don't even be fucking hits.
They don't even chart.
He did a song with DJ Khaled, his wife, and Future that just didn't.
It did nothing.
It did nothing. Think about that.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, Future, Beyonce, and Khaled did nothing. Meanwhile, 42 Doug on the top 10 with Lil Baby. And niggas can't, like, it's like that's the Dickie and shit that I've been talking about. Like, that's the stan aspect of it, where it's like, you can't even objectively view this shit.
Right.
I'm a Nas fan. I'm a Nas stan, and I'm like, nah, yo.
This ain't it.
This ain't it. And we talked about it in the group chat. I'm just like, yo, Nas ain't do a great album to me since Life is Good. And I'm a Nas fanatic.
Yeah.
The Nigger album was not it.
That wasn't it.
That wasn't it.
That Kanye shit was not it.
It's called the Kanye shit.
He was like, yeah, see?
It wasn't it.
Yeah, see, they try to blackball me.
Nas
See?
Grammy that he just got was a we should have been did this for you Grammy.
And it was Nas against the field, and it's like, we don't like the field that much.
The
we gonna give
field
it to
is
Nas.
not it. So it's like, But even with the new album, Car 85 is all of that, and all bad. Those my shits. But outside of
And
that,
I like the joint with Big Sean too.
that shit is nice. But like the joint that they tried to push is like the single. I was like, this is not a great Nas record, yo.
Based on the single, I was like, I'm not listening to this shit.
That shit almost threw me. Because I'm like, what is this?
I'm not listening to this shit at all based off the single, dog.
With what's they called on it? ASAP and is ASAP on it? Not ASAP.
Oh, you talking about the record with ASAP Ferg?
Yeah.
And Fabio? I like
That's
that
the one
song.
they did the video and all that shit for.
But no, they had a first song though that they put out.
Oh, the
Ultra Black shit.
Yeah, the Ultra Black.
That shit was terrible.
Crazy part is I actually like Ultra Black. Like, no, that joint with ASAP, I was like, I can't do this. This ain't no Nas song. And for rap, you gotta understand this. it's a young man's sport.
Yep.
It's just like football. It's just like basketball. It's just like anything, honestly. Young man sport. Them old niggas that I worked in my depot, they come up on their days off. The motherfuckers that retire, it's cool to see you. What's up? But you can't go out here and do this shit. You get your head split the fuck over.
For sure.
This shit is a different ballgame from you driving in 93, nigga. It's
Yeah.
just different. And I look at people who go out and actively say shit like, yeah, Jay the best rapper. It's just like, what exactly are you listening to?
I don't be understanding it. Like, you got all these young niggas. There's so much music out here. Like, we talked about it with Shawn Cotton. It's hard to go through all the music out here. But the best shit cuts through. So it's like, so if you can honestly like be in the marketplace and be a consumer of music in 2021 and hear Lil Baby and hear Lil Durk and hear ESTG and hear 42 Doug and still be like, man, Jada better than all these niggas. Like, what are you basing this off of? Like, nobody trying to rap like, everybody trying to rap like these niggas. Nobody trying to rap like Jada.
So I told my homie the other day, because I was like, rap is a young man's sport. And I'm like, the way it works traditionally in rap is you go on your ascension. You make it to that mountaintop. If you're lucky, you get 2 to 3 years at the mountaintop.
Max.
The greats tend to get 4 to 6 years at the mountaintop.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's a decline. That's the way it works. No one is above this.
Yeah.
Not Jay-Z, not Michael Jordan, not motherfucking Roddy Piper. No one is above being at the top and then coming down.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that. So I told my homie the other day, where Lil Baby is right now, he's like right at his volume 2 moment for Jay-Z.
Yes.
Like
His next album gonna be his biggest album.
like he just did 2 million on My Turn. He had a song go number 3. He just had a song go number 2. Still ain't had a number 1 record. Still ain't had no smash. You know,
He had a number 1 radio record, not a Billboard.
I mean, like
number
Billboard.
1. Yeah, no
like,
Billboard number 1 yet.
But that's where, like, with Jay Jay didn't have a number 1 till 99 with Heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Like, that's where Jay was at in 97, 98. I got a classic under my belt in Reasonable Doubt. I got a hot ass street album and Streets is Watching. I got volume 1. The momentum for volume 2 is building up. I got DMX, who's the other big dog. We're running neck and neck. You know, it's like Lil Baby is at where Jay was at volume 2.
Yep.
So it's like he's at the joint where it's like, okay, you're either gonna like go this way or you're gonna be a superstar.
Fact.
And he just had a fucking Super Bowl commercial. That's where the fuck he's at. And I look at Jay-Z with like 96, 97, 98, 2000. Jay was at the top.
For
Dynasty had dropped. It's the Rock Holla. They was selling jeans. They had liquor. They started the movie shit. Then he fucking
Terry cloth short sets.
He bought on Beans, Bleak. They had state property starting to bubble. The Hot 97 shit happened in 01. It just was like perfect storm shit. Excuse me. But then Ether happened in December, and Jay straight retired a year and a half later. I'm leaving. This is how you get me back. Like, I'm out of here. So when Jay-Z, 96, 97, 98, how we always talk about, he was heat checking motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Rush Hour want me on the
dissing-
drum, man. Give me 750. Call me back.
He was heat checking motherfuckers, and he was just out here just dissing whoever. Oh,
Di-
who said what in what article? Oh, J.O. Felony.
Nigga was dissing.
He
Mace.
was dissing up and down.
He was dissing Mace, Prodigy, X, whoever the fuck.
Yeah, Mino from Harlem World,
nigga,
J.O. Felony, all type of
nigga
niggas.
was dissing every motherfucking body because, and it was just understood. Don't fuck with Jay.
Yeah.
Nobody fucked with Jay till Ether happened, and it was like, oh, you can fuck with Jay.
You can fuck with Jay?
Oh, you can fuck with Jay. Next thing you know, Cam had JJ acting like him in the video, and shit. It was just like, what? Like, it was just known, don't fuck with Jay. So my point is, when you look at Jay retire and take the step off, I'm leaving. Black Album was perfect. In my opinion, that's Jay's best album.
Yeah.
Black Album was great.
That was a buzzer beater.
It was Jordan's final shot against the Jazz. But like Jordan's final shot against the Jazz,
He come again.
He laced them back up.
He come again.
And then Jay comes back. Kingdom Come, niggas, I'm back. Sent the facts out. I'm back. Budweiser back in the play, too.
25 million.
You see what I'm saying? I got Danica Patrick in a video riding shotgun with me, nigga. I'm racing Dale Earnhardt Jr. I'm doing shit that y'all ain't doing.
Yeah.
That shit dropped, and Lil Wayne was like, turn that fucking beat up. To the point where you don't even remember what Hov said on the
At
beat.
all.
It's Wayne's song.
Niggas love Jay-Z so much in that era and hated Wayne so much. They tried to convince me Wayne ain't even say no hot shit on that joint.
Dog.
Then you find out years later, Jay called Lil Wayne like,
Wayne.
why you do that?
What's your issue?
What's wrong?
I
thought we was cool.
What's up with
I
you?
thought I was your idol.
You trying to go do something?
I thought you fuck with me.
To the point where when Jay did his next album and dropped his single, at the end of it, he said, I might get us to the mixtape, Weezy. Like, Because it's a young man's sport. You not that bull no more. In 2003, 2004, Jay wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It was T.I. It was Lil Wayne.
It was 50.
It was 50.
He completely sat down. When 50 dropped motherfucking Go Shorty, It's Your Birthday, Jay sat his ass down.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't want none of this.
See what I'm saying?
If I can't do it, all right, I'll jump on the remix. What's up, young nigga? All right. Remember that shit I said back in 99? I was just fucking around.
Yeah.
Get on the remix.
Shit, that was a good look for you, bro.
Do a Reebok commercial. Come on.
Yeah. Rap is a young man's game. It's just is what it is. And the young niggas in 04, 05, 06 was T.I. and Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
They took control of that shit. That's where it went. The young niggas now is Lil Baby, Doug, Dirk. They have it. That's just what it is. So, like, remember in 2006, 7. Remember when they did the Nike, the 25th anniversary for the Air Force One? And they did that shit with Kanye and Nas and Rakim. It's cool to have them come back and rap. But after, nobody was checking for a new Rakim album.
At all.
You know what I'm saying?
Dr. Dre tried to make a new Rakim album.
Rakim was on Truth Hurts.
Yeah.
Remember that, John? That was a smash. But it was like, all right, be good over here. We going over here. Like, because it's not an old man's game. And I know this just by the way I look at all of this shit, and it's just like all of Jay albums in recent years have had to be like calculated commercial schemes.
It has to be tied to something.
It's a
he has to be selling us something, putting us on this technology. Get with this app. I'm over here. I sold a fake million the first week. Like all of that. Like, it's always
I'm explaining it to my homie the other day. When you watch Jay drop an album that's completely tied into a Budweiser campaign, then you watch Jay drop an album that's completely tied into a Sprint campaign that mergers with Tidal. Then you watch Jay drop an album that's a complete campaign
the Samsung
for
junk.
a Samsung fucking phone. It's like Jay would drop albums just because y'all can't fuck with me.
Yeah,
that's
right.
A big difference.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's how you know that it's just like, yeah.
And then it's like you dig into the numbers, and Jay brought something to hip hop that I hate, into the culture that I hate, which is this men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie shit. Because now we're in an era where
you know when he originally said that? The first hip hop
awards, yeah. And now we're in an era where almost everybody's numbers are fucking lying, except for like the top 1% of these artists and shit. And it's like you look at Jay. Kingdom Come comeback album, $25 million Budweiser budget, this, and this. His biggest fucking debut album of all time sold 680,000 first week. What they don't tell you, though, is it dropped 80% the second week sales because it was terrible and nobody liked it. And then I still have people to this day like, man, that joint wasn't that bad. Like, shut the fuck up. If anybody else made that album, y'all would call it what it is, which is terrible. It's a record with 14 songs with 4 songs that we remember. That's a terrible album from anybody in any era.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you got artists out here that got a 14 song album with 10 songs that is charting, selling, producing. They like, man, that shit ain't like that.
You got Lil Baby dropping an album and then has to go back and add 6 songs to the album. Because people are like, yo, we need more shit on here.
Exactly.
You got Young Thug drop an album that fucking goes platinum in 3 weeks. Where people are like, yo, we need more shit. So he has to drop a deluxe with 4 more songs. Like, this ain't that.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah.
And I think it's disingenuous at best. And just, why are y'all like this? I get it. Jay's the man. He's a
people
GOAT.
bend the rules for who they like.
Right. We moved the goalposts way too much. But Jay's a GOAT. I get it. Nas is my guy. But I can look at it and be like, yo, this isn't NY State of Mind. This isn't Daughters. This isn't
Street Dreams.
Cherry Wine with Amy Winehouse. This isn't that, yo. It's just not. And I heard it, and I'm just like, I nodded off. I was like, yo, let me run this back. And I played it again, and I swear to God, it got like halfway in the whole verse, and I'm like, I done missed it again. I'm like, God damn. So I had to watch.
What's all the hoopla about?
I had to play it with the lyrics rolling just to keep my eyes focused on something. Because I'm like, yo, this is really not it. Yeah. And people was really like, damn, it's crazy. Hov can still give us the best verse in the year. You know, and I'm like, if you can listen to this and say that this is better than Drake verse on Lemon Pepper Freestyle, you are on the drugs.
Or even fucking the Baby's fucking beatbox freestyle. This niggas is rapping out here. Like,
what?
Contrary to popular belief, niggas is rapping.
Dog. Lil Baby's first verse on All In. My mama been told me don't get no poor performance, and whatever you gonna do, just do it. I never thought about doing music. I was trying to get my phone. That shit.
Context full of drug abusers.
Rhyme with my cousin trying to figure out what. Rhyme with that mask trying to figure out what my cousin doing. Prison with the Migos found out they was selling bricks.
Wish I would have knew that shit. I would have been lit.
Swear to God, since I was 17, I've been hood rich. I mean, James Harden house. I'm all in Houston in the mix. I'm talking spare time in New York. I buy floor seats to watch the Knicks.
And I don't even know no players.
I just want to show up my new driven
With my chains and layers.
That's the shit Jay was doing in '98. Just spazzing on fucking beats for no reason. This ain't that
at all.
I'm a 60-year-old. I got 3 kids. My wife is a legend. She beautiful, and I'm filthy fucking rich.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's not a knock. It's just what it is. Magic in '96 wasn't Showtime Magic. We respect you and love you and appreciate you for being Showtime Magic, but you ain't Showtime Magic.
And you probably should go home.
And you probably should show your ass some time to yourself at the house. It's so bizarre to me that people can't accept that. Shaquille O'Neal was the most dominant motherfucker ever to touch a basketball.
Yeah.
I dig what y'all old heads be saying about Will and Kareem and Bill Russell. Shaquille O'Neal's the most dominant force to ever touch a basketball until he was a journeyman.
That John, him on the Celtics was especially nasty. The Celtics, the Cavs, and the Suns in like a 2-year period.
Dog. The big Shaqtus. Like, get Shaq the fuck out of here. Like, what? And that's just what it is. So this Nas J record is like, you know what Rob pointed out? Shout out Rob, made a very good point the other day. Jay and Nas don't make good songs together.
Hell no.
Because I saw this one thing one day was like, who would you most want an album, a joint album? It was Drake and Wayne, Hove and Kanye, Drake and Ross, Hove and Nas. And I was like, I can't believe Hove and Nas got a vote. Like I can't believe they got one vote.
Like the answer is Drake and Ross for those.
What would make you want a Nas and Hove's album over a Drake and Ross album, a Drake and Wayne album, and then a Watch the Throne 2?
Yeah.
What the fuck would make you want a Nas and Hove album? Success wasn't it. Black Republicans.
Nas came on Success talking some dumb shit. Success. McLaren's, women staring. Cut this shit off. That headphone meme. Cut this shit off.
True story. Call me crazy. You know who had the best verse on Black Republicans? Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne?
It's just, Wayne hear a Hove beat. I'm going to crank this shit up a notch.
Yeah, him and Jewels went crazy on that joint, but Wayne was just...
He had this shit about Donovan McNabb with his dog. Like, Lil Wayne he hear a J beat and just loses his mind. So when I heard this joint, the Khaled joint, I saw the reaction before I listened to it. When I finally listened to it, I'm like, maybe this is the old Jay and Nas. This can't be the new one everybody talking about. The visuals are great. The video is awesome. Yeah. The visuals look real good.
But that's how they trick you.
Visuals look real good.
They trick you into thinking the song is dope because the video is beautifully shot, and it's just like, real music people know, man. But, it's Jay. Nobody want to go against Jay. And he is who he is, man. He's a pillar of success. He's, a pillar of the community. He's helped everybody do every fucking thing. Like, he overly does his part, but we not gonna sit here and pretend like these raps is just some groundbreaking shit and he's 67 years old. Like, I just don't think it's fair to the niggas that's really out here talking that talk.
Like, I look at Jay like the same way you look at like Michael Jordan, where like he don't play, but like every now and then he'll do something. Like, remember when he went out there and they bet him for the sneakers at the camp and he hit every shot? And it's like, oh, Jordan still got it. And it's like he's shooting wide open jump shots at a summer camp for teenagers. Jordan's going to make these shots. You put Jordan in the pick and roll with Kawhi Leonard right now, that's a whole different ballgame.
Shit on himself. Why is his arm so long?
Yo,
his arm's longer than Scotty's.
So it's like, Jay's going to always be able to rap. Always. But as far as being able to put out culture moving music and albums
that
the way he did in the 90s and that's over. It's just what it is.
I saw something on Twitter yesterday relevant to our topic right now. It said they said one gotta go in all of their music. It was Jay, Nas, Big, and Pac.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got?
Jay, Nas, Big, and Pac. It's unfair. Only because I know this is gonna sound wild because I'm such a Biggie guy, but Jay, Nas, and Pac have 50 albums apiece compared to Big's 2 albums, so it's almost unfair.
But Big's got 2 perfect albums.
Perfect albums.
and that's the
But my whole thing is like, when I see these things, my first reaction is like music. I mean music. My
first reaction.
My first reaction is the gym. Because that's where I listen to my most music while I'm working out. So I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I don't listen to much Biggie when I work out. Nas has my favorite workout song ever. Really doesn't have anything to do with Nas, but it's "Hate Me Now"
Okay.
because of Puff. Puff's ad libs on "Hate Me Now" deserve some type of award.
And knowing that he fucked Steve Stout up like at or around the video shoot.
The fact that Puff carried the cross and it was like, why the fuck you put that out?
You want some nut shit.
Yeah.
Who the fuck told you put me in this video with the cross? Puff, you were there. You were lucid. You agreed to do it. I don't know about nothing you talking about.
How the fuck you talking about, nigga?
You superimposed my face on that shit. I ain't never carried no cross. Don't do no dumb shit like that. Kill you, nigga.
Fuck is you talking about, nigga?
Kill everybody up in this motherfucker.
Puff went to the studio like, let's roll, friends. Like that, Puff. Puff came right up there on style ass.
Puff,
dog.
Joe Hooker.
Yeah.
All type of
We got
Mark
two
Curry.
games, nigga.
Let's roll, friend.
Let's roll, friends.
Fuck this nigga Steve Stout at.
But Puff won't hate me now, man. You want to hate me, I'm going to hate you too. Simple as that. Die, motherfucker. Die, motherfucker. Die. You don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. Go down however you wanted to go down. I got millions of thugs on salary. Puff was talking crazy. Pac, you can't even know. Ambitions is a rider, All Eyes on Me, everything off of that. In the gym, that's like the troublesome in the gym. You'll hurt somebody, that shit come on.
I just hate Pac as a human, so that was my pick.
As a person, yes.
As a human,
but the music,
you're out.
Pac got 3 of the greatest albums ever made.
No bullshit.
Like, as good as Me Against the World is, All Eyes on Me is better. And as fucking triumphant and as just everything around All Eyes on Me,
Machiavelli's better.
Machiavelli might be better than All Eyes on Me.
Machiavelli's one of the probably 3 best albums in hip hop history.
You see what I'm saying?
It's like Machiavelli, Life After Death, and depending on the day, it's either Reasonable Doubt or Get Rich or Die Trying.
I tend to say my 3 albums are Doggy Style, Life After Death, and Get Rich or Die Trying. Like if those 3,
Get Rich is a masterpiece.
It's
everything.
Anybody that can look at you in the eyes, like in both your eyeballs, and tell you Get Rich or Die Trying ain't up there or ain't. I'm not even listening to you after that.
He fired on all cylinders.
He hit
on every facet
right on that album.
Yeah.
To the point where, as much credit as I always say, Life After Death is like the perfect album where Biggie did every style of rap song. 50 did that on Get Rich or Die Trying, and did it to the point where like the songs were actually like chart topping hits too.
Yeah. And he definitely sang better than Biggie.
Yeah. Like even like the diss track, like Biggie had Long Kiss Goodnight, he got back down on that motherfucker. Like Get Rich or Die Trying is nuts. That's a great fucking album. But if I had to take one off of that list, Biggie only had 2 albums, so I'm going Jay. I got that from Shawn Cotton. shout out my nigga.
It's gonna sound crazy.
Yeah, if I gotta take somebody off of that, I'm Biggie my guy, Nas my guy.
So my pick was Pac. Everybody in the comments was like the Coinbase Scarface. Use your own shit against you.
Yeah.
They was getting Nas the fuck out of here.
Your own fans, man.
People was like, there's legitimately no reason to even respond to this. Everybody's going to say the same thing. I'm just like, yo, y'all is disrespectful. Like, I don't know what it is with the internet and Nas. Like,
I mean,
they have a contentious relationship.
Can I get my opinion on it?
Please. So I'm here for it.
I look at Jay-Z and it was pretty much understood in that late 90s shit. Like once Biggie died, once Pac died, once Mace left, that it was like, it was Jay-Z over here, it was Nas over here, and then it was DMX up there. You know what I mean? DMX became the superstar out of those 3. But it was kind of understood that DMX was, what's the best word? Give me the word I'm looking for. DMX was
a lightning rod.
A lightning rod, right? Like it just came at the right time, went at the right time. But it was kind of understood that as far as lyrical capability, DMX wasn't with Nas and Jay. Yeah. Right? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Jay was way more popping than what Nas was. Just from the beginning, you know, with the Reasonable Doubt, with the Volume 1, you know, GS the fuck up. Like it just, he had Dame. He had just all the intangibles.
The setup was better.
Made sense.
Yeah.
Whereas Nas was like, He was terrible in Belly. Army hat, army jacket. And it's one of them situations where I hate to like diss people, but you kind of got to be smart to get what he's saying and what he's doing.
Yeah.
Even down to like, if you watch Belly, the scene where he's talking to the young boy, that's One Love.
Yeah. Literally.
That's literally One Love. They acted it out, but that's literally the third verse on One Love.
You know, Hype Williams was speaking to somebody recently, and he said that Tommy Bunn's part was for Jay.
Was for Jay.
I'm like, this
You
one.
imagine that?
Like, X made it watchable.
Yeah.
Without X in the cinematography, you can't even watch Belly.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
It's at least palatable because.
But that scene, but that's how good Nas is at rapping.
Yeah.
I come back home, nobody's helping Shorty do-wop. He rolled two Phillies together in the bridge we call the Moo-Ops. Like, that shit is that scene from Belly. Like, that's how good Nas was. When I heard songs like One Love, Life is a Bitch, Memory Lane, it was just like, Jay said it himself. Illmatic was so ahead, thought we was all dead. Like, that nigga could rap. Nas was 16 and straight went on Live at the Barbecue like I went to hell for snuffing Jesus. Like, Nas could just rap out of this world. Yeah. But he was just he was a weirdo, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it was. So people just didn't connect with him on a personal level, where Jay was do-rag, jersey, platinum rollie, platinum chain, 4.6 range, because if you get to 4.0, you're a loser.
Right.
Biggie, my old head, even though he's younger than me. We don't need to get into that. I got the team. I got Dame. I got this, that, and the third. I'm fucking all the bad little bitches. And then Jay would get on songs and say shit like, I hit a U-turn, mom dropping you back off in front of the club.
Nigga, why you do that for?
I'm a thug nigga till the end. Tell your friend, bitch, I won't change for no paper. Plus, I've been rich. 88 been hustling. Lennon been crushing them. Women been fucking them, huh? You see, I live for the love of the street. I rap to the ruggedest beats. My hall closet cluttered with heat. He was doing shit like that, where Nas was like, perseverance.
trying to learn you something.
And that's where the diss and Jay, like, what you trying to kick knowledge? So where niggas is like, yeah, man, fuck out there, where the Chris at?
There was a blog called Smarten Up Nas. That's how big Jay influence was. There was a blog called, it was a forum called Smarten Up Nas.
So I can understand why especially in our generation, why people didn't gravitate towards Nas, because he was like to himself, he was an introvert. He's essentially what Kendrick was. Right. The same reason why Kendrick ain't Drake.
Perfect correlation.
Perfect correlation. Kendrick and Drake is Nas and Jay. Where Kendrick might be more talented lyrically, but you don't got
this other shit.
You don't got that.
Yeah. You with the girl you like went to high school with. You don't really have a public life. You in like a modest $300,000 house.
You wear Cortezes. It's not gonna resonate with the inner cities all across the globe. Yeah. New York niggas is gonna be like, nah, like I stabbed a nigga yesterday. I was listening to Nas. Like, they gonna love it.
Stabbed a nigga.
Yeah, I was on the A-Train.
I sharpened up the back of the spoon, stabbed the shit out of it.
A-Train the fastest way to Harlem, nigga. I stabbed the nigga on the train yesterday. But like, people, the kids, everybody, Jay he had that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I can understand why people don't fuck with Nas. Can we be serious for a second?
Yes.
Kamala Harris. Kev, get your homie. Like we always say on.
Kev, get your auntie, man.
Kev, get your homie now. Kamala Harris said America isn't racist.
Our resident white man. It's just like, what? Huh?
The only white man in the studio burst out.
Like, what?
I'm trying to tell you it's racist.
Excuse me?
Am I hearing this right?
Come again?
Shut the fuck up, man. Am I hearing this right?
South America?
South America.
Hey, what? Huh?
Fucking South America.
Central America? The fuck?
I said let's be serious for a moment. The audience lose it. Oh shit. Oh. Am I hearing this right? Yo. It's only funny because white guys I play poker, I hear this. Am I hearing this right? You kidding me, man?
Shit
That's
me?
really how they talk.
Shitting me?
Yo. Oh shit. All right, let's bring it back. All right. Whew, we needed that. Kamala Harris said America isn't racist. I'm completely done with this whole White House
listen,
as a whole.
It's an experiment going wrong. As much as the Trump shit was an experiment going wrong, it's the same shit. It's just the opposite direction. Like we talked about it one of the prior episodes. You peep how Joe Biden reeled us in with this, he only gonna serve 2 years because he got Alzheimer's and this and that nigga looking real presidential now, ain't he?
Who said that?
People was saying that shit no, because
we gonna vote for Joe because he ain't got long.
Yeah, because the Trojan horse
What?
is Kamala Harris, a black woman, so she gonna come in the back door through the Trojan horse, and then
I'm
she
only
gonna
voting
be
for Joe because he about to drop dead.
people literally told me that, and I'm just we're dumber than I thought. As a nation, when you add us all up, we're dumber than I thought.
Yeah.
And with the mistake that people made, and Umar said this on the Breakfast Club, y'all made Trump the symbol for racism everywhere, not understanding that there are different forms of racism and different forms of oppression. Somebody telling you, I'm not even looking at federally legislating marijuana, which is a laws that disproportionately affect black and brown people.
Right.
Racism, oppression. I'm not even looking at the fucking student loan debt shit. I think it would be an abuse of power. Who has the majority of the student loan debt? Black and brown people, minorities, racism, oppression. Mm-hmm. Then you have your mixed race vice president who has she keep telling y'all I ain't black, but for whatever reason y'all keep telling me she a black woman. She keeps telling y'all, no, I'm mixed, I'm East Indian, and then you mix in this, and then you add some creamer, and then she keeps telling y'all in so many uncertain terms, I ain't black. But because her nephew-in-law wore Dior ones, Dior ones to the inauguration, I don't never want to hear this. To the level of irresponsibility that it takes from anyone in a political space, let alone a mixed race black woman, to say America is not racist, just goes to show you the level of disconnect that exists between her and the plight of black America. The disproportion between rich and poor has never been greater than it is in the country right now. We talked about this on Patreon last week. The average 50% of the U.S. citizens don't have an average of an additional $250 to spend, meaning they go to work and they get fucked up for any reason or another, they're fucked. They got to have somebody write a note, permission slip, notarize some shit. They got to wheel and deal and talk to a whole bunch of people in order to be able to stay in their residence, because now the moratorium is lifted on the fucking rent shit. Yeah. So now you back fucking paying rent. You gotta come with your bread. So I just think it's irresponsible and disingenuous for the Democratic Party to allow her, because when you in that sort of political position, nothing that you do or say is accidental or happenstance.
No.
It's calculated, it's programming. You're using her.
They caught you walking out of the tunnel at the Bulls game.
What you think about racism in America?
Right.
See, you just had some popcorn now. What you think about what's up with these niggas?
Yeah.
So it's coordinated. It's media, it's politics, it's the big government machine. It's all of that working in concert to deliver a message to you, to have you thinking maybe America maybe I should do more. Maybe I ain't working hard enough. Maybe the man don't got his foot on my neck.
Right.
And it's just no, two things can be true. You could need to work harder, and the man could have his foot on your neck.
Right.
Both could be true at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
You may need to do better, but because you may need to take some personal inventory for you, does not mean that there are not systems and processes in place to this day to stop you from achieving shit.
Like Kamala, your boss wrote the 94 crime bill. That bill, 98% affected black and brown
people.
Communities.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And there was no loose interpretation of the shit that was in it.
You know what we need?
Some understanding, man.
You know what we need.
We need a lot of understanding. because back to our original point was, what America is you talking about?
We need some understanding.
Was you talking about Central America?
Was you
talking
talking
about
about
South America? Because North America, United States of America in particular.
Am I hearing this right? That's the funniest shit.
So what you're saying is, so you're telling me, like, you want me to
Northern America isn't racist.
You want me to believe a fallacy? You're lying to me.
A country that was built off of slavery.
Even before slavery, it was built off swindle and theft and disease and famine and pillaging people.
Yeah. That country that brought over slaves.
And they told us that history because they don't give a fuck about the Native Americans.
Yeah.
I mean, niggas got casinos and shit. All right, so boom, check it.
Yeah.
This what really happened. We knocked a couple niggas upside the head.
Oh, y'all want to know why we eating turkey? All right.
Man.
We'll tell y'all.
They got their casinos already, right? They got their land and shit, North Dakota, South. All right, cool. So boom, right? So this nigga Christopher came over here and shit. He was looking for spices. He was trying to get to Spain.
Yeah.
Boom. End up fucking
on a straight accident.
What we know as America and shit. Boom, it's land and shit like that. You see these brown motherfuckers? They got all types of turkeys and all this shit running around, but ain't no motherfucking spices. So, like, he might have killed a couple niggas.
Paul Moody was like, nothing pisses me off more than when white people come up to me and be like, do you recycle? He's like, I tell them, fuck no, fuck you. He's like, white people are so ridiculous. He said, when they stole this shit from the Indians, as the Indians was leaving, they told them, preserve your land and its resources. Y'all wanted to chop down trees to go build boats to make niggas slaves. Now you want me to help the ozone by recycling. Fuck you. He said, when I get off stage in every city, I drive up and down the highway. All that trash you see, he's like, that's me. I'm throwing shit all night. But yo, it's real shit. It's like y'all stole the country, then brought over slaves to be slaves for 360 years. Then we had to go through segregation. Then we had to go through Jim Crow. Then we had to go through affirmative action. Then we had to go through a crime bill. Then we had to get the first black baseball player, the first black world champion, the first black guy to own a fucking Fortune 500 company, the first black
heroin,
the first black to do every fucking thing. While white people been doing this shit for hundreds of years. The first black president, who was right before y'all, just for you to get in office and be like, America ain't racist.
It ain't racist.
What are y'all talking about? Crazy.
One of America's primary gross domestic products is racism.
Yeah.
Like, we produce that shit at a high rate, better than anybody.
Yeah.
It's one of the things we're good at. Debt and racism.
Yeah.
And iPhones.
Yeah. Real shit.
Microprocessors.
Did you see Godfrey interview with Vlad TV?
No.
Yeah, that joke funny as shit. Godfrey was like, this political shit now, it's annoying. He's like, I miss when Obama was there because it was like fun to go vote because it was like you walk in and you like they like you like you're here to vote. That's the way they act. But he was like, when Obama was there, it was like, y'all know what's happening. I was like, y'all know what the fuck going on.
Right? It's a party at the poll.
He was like, he's like, I remember walking in and like not closing the curtain. You know what I'm saying? And they like, yo, you need to close the curtain. He's like, for what? You know what the fuck I'm doing in here. Like, and it's just like, yo.
We gotta talk about this shit.
Yeah. But it's just crazy at looking at like, yo, Kamala, like, what is you doing? Like, all right, you're not black. We get it.
You you've been telling us, now you showing us.
Yeah, posting videos, belly dancing and shit. Like, all right, we get it.
Indian niggas,
Yeah.
Indian.
We get it. But I remember saying that like before the whole election happened. I'm like, yo, she's not black, and people was like mad at me, like, what the fuck is you talking about? She a black woman? I'm like, no, she's.
What we talk about on the Patreon?
Yeah.
Symbolism.
Yeah.
That's all. Like, they looking for a symbol of progress. They want to believe that we're further along than we actually are.
Right.
So it's like, no, I'm telling you, like, her uncle, nephew, cousin,
Like, perfect
big
example.
brother, black.
Look at where did Breonna Taylor? Where was that? Kentucky. Look at Kentucky. The guy, he's the black attorney general, first black attorney general in Kentucky. In a symbolism thing, it's decent. A black man became the attorney general.
In reality,
but in reality, he held off and said, "I never felt connected to the black community." Nigga, what? Like, what? You had a black woman get murdered by police in her house, not doing anything, when her boyfriend got up to protect her in the house. Y'all barged into the wrong house and just start shooting. Killer. You come out as the attorney general and say some shit like, yeah, I never felt connected to the black community, with your white wife and what's his name, son-in-law? Whatever the fuck the guy's name is, but that's her dad. And it's just like, yo, like, what? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, we got a black attorney general.
And
but
then you turn around and charge the cops with shooting the wall up.
And try to charge the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until that whole, oh, dang, these niggas is clever, huh? you new niggas know a thing or two, huh? You know how to hire an attorney.
What they say on Scooby-Doo, you made your kids. Real shit.
You niggas is out here learning and shit. You had some books. You want them smarty art niggas.
Yeah.
All right, next time.
So it's like, yeah, we got a black attorney general in Kentucky, but do we have a black attorney general in Kentucky?
No.
And it's just like, yeah, that's kind of how I look at the situation. Like, as much as y'all wanted Kamala to be, you know, Sister Soldier, it's just like
it's not giving
it ain't giving that. It's not. Looking at her work in California, looking at shit like this, getting.
But you know what they told us about the work in California? I mean, everybody deserves a second chance. You got to look at it on a case by case basis, and y'all just going off a track record. And it's like, no, your track record is a pretty good indication of what you're going to do if another similar case comes up.
This is why they won't let me lease a Ferrari. My track record
is shitty.
show that I'm going to pay them for a Ferrari.
My credit worthiness is not to the point where they can substantiate this purchase.
When I got approved for the new condo, I was like, really?
You sure?
Y'all wildin' in this.
Might rip this whole slab of marble up off this countertop. You don't know what I'm into.
So it's like, yeah, man, like it just was a wild statement to make, and you've hit it perfectly on the nail on the head. You're not a rapper, so you're not doing no TMZ shit where they caught you walking in the Nobu and was like, yo, what's up with racism in America?
Yeah, every time you speak, it's planned and calculated.
Every time you speak for real might even be written.
Yeah.
So
there's 7, 8, 9, 10 people that you got a speech writer, then you got an editor, and then you got the whole your chief of staff and this and this. You got 8, 9, 10 eyes going up against this shit every time you about to say anything anywhere.
Like Obama would go off the cuff, start singing Al Green and shit. That's when they, all right, this nigga getting a little too carried away. But it's just like, no, when you talk, that shit is normally written. So I didn't understand it at all. But I didn't even think about that. The fact that it even came out of your mouth on a platform is wild because
not accidental.
You don't have accidental speech. No. You're not Selena Powell.
You're not,
you know
you're not the fucking manager of AutoZone. Somebody just stole some brake pads.
Yeah.
Like explaining with that. Like it's not one of those situations.
That's a very, very good point. I didn't think about that. Can we get into Kobe's real estate shit? I mean, Kobe's estate shit with Nike. This needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
Kobe's wife stepped away from Nike in the last couple of weeks. And it's been a lot of back and forth. Did you see they released the Mamacita outfits or whatever?
Yeah, for Gigi birthday.
And like people was going off on, oh, that's corny. Kobe wouldn't want that. Then I'm just like, yo.
This is what, like, let me ask one question. Why do niggas on the internet keep telling us, the general public, what Kobe wife would and wouldn't do and what is wrong with you?
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Once Vanessa says she don't know Meek, the internet she's never gonna win on the internet anymore. You don't know Meek for hire? Jones corny.
Yeah, it's like why
that's really where motherfuckers is at.
Why do niggas on the internet keep telling me what this rich, wealthy Hispanic woman is and was and shouldn't do and she was with that man for 20 years. Like, what are y'all talking? What are y'all be talking about?
What do y'all be talking about? Yeah.
Like I just don't understand it.
Yeah. But she basically ended the partnership with Nike, and they were throwing out different Jones, like would she go to Under Armour, would she go to this, would she go to that? And me and Jules, we got into like the minutia of the partnership with Nike, and he was like, I can't really understand what made her like, and I was like, the limited release of Kobe's is what kind of like was the straw that broke the camel's back, and he was like, well, yeah, like, I don't think they should just haul off and flood the market with every Kobe shoe. I'm like, no. What her issue wasn't the fact that about a bunch of shoes coming out, a bunch of models at one time.
Right.
It's the fact that they were limiting the release of individual models.
Yeah.
So, and I explained it to him. I'm like, Kobe Bryant, let's just keep it a buck. He might be the most beloved figure in basketball history.
Facts.
I'm not dissing Jordan. I'm not dissing Magic. I'm not dissing Wilt and Kareem. I'm talking about the genuine love and respect from the old niggas, from the young niggas. Like, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. The super old motherfuckers, they don't really fuck with Jordan. The super young motherfuckers, they got LeBron and Steph Curry. The super old niggas got Wilt and Bill Russell and Red Auerbach and all these other fucking figures they love. That in the middle, they love Jordan. Jordan's their guy. But Kobe was the one dude who just seemed like he got the love and respect from every generation of basketball. The Elgin Baylors and Magic and all, they loved Kobe. Jordan loved Kobe. Garnett loved Kobe. Shaq even loved Kobe. The young niggas, Kyrie, Tatum, Devin Booker. We've done
DeMar DeRozan.
They loved the nigga. Kobe, and then with his work that he started doing with the young girls, made him a whole nother fucking section of it. Like, Kobe's probably the most beloved figure in basketball. Yeah. So to have that figure pass away the way he did, where he died in a helicopter crash alongside of his daughter, who he's trained to be like the next basketball great on the female side, to die with her and 7 other people in a plane crash tragically, when the fucking Grinch Kobe's come around for Christmas, knowing that Kobe is as beloved as he is, Nike, and we get it. Y'all want to do your reseller bullshit and have it to where your
backdoor
your
shit.
CEO's sons is hauling off and getting 400 pair of everything to sell on the secondary? Cool. Do it with the Off-Whites. Do it with the Dornbeckers. Do it with every fucking Jordan release you want to do. Whatever. But when the Grinch Kobe's, which are the most coveted Christmas Day sneaker
ever,
come the fuck out after Kobe Bryant died the way he did,
everybody should be able
every fucking person on earth is supposed to be able to get a pair of Kobe Bryants for $220 from Nike. It doesn't make any fucking sense that y'all are limited. The Grinch 6s cost more now than they did before they re-released. It's fucking insanity, dog. That shit pissed me off. So I know his wife and his family had to be looking like,
it's like, y'all just don't fucking get it. And I get it. We all love Nike. I got Gucci's on today.
I got on this
but typically, like, 9 out of 10 days I have Nikes on my feet. We all love Nike, so we be trying to give Nike the benefit of the doubt, but Nike be fucking up too.
Dog.
Like, Nike botched Kanye, Nike botched Steph Curry.
Dog.
Like, Nike fucks up on the regular.
Yo.
So as much as we want to believe that they just got the best strategy and this, and this, it's like, every now and again, they be fucking up.
Definitely botched Kanye.
They super botched Kanye. So much to the point where they just say, yeah, Virgil, come over here. You could design whatever.
We'll leave the lights on.
We'll let you make your own shoe.
Right.
From scratch.
Yeah. Did the same thing with Jeremy Lorenzo. Like, crazy. And they kind of botched that because he done dipped.
He's at Adidas now.
He out of there. Like, yeah. It's crazy.
So
that was my, like, I get it. And like I said, with all the Off-White collabs, with all the other shit, what we've and Ross says it all the time. The fact that this is the most disgusting part of the sneaker shit. The fact that I have to jump through flaming hula hoops to spend my money with you is the most egregious game plan ever. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
And the more fucked up part is that every other industry has adopted this shit.
Yes.
You can't get nothing that
There's
you
a
want.
secondary market for PlayStations. What?
This is Sony.
What?
You're the #1 electronics company in the world.
I swear to God.
Just make more.
I was a video game nigga at my whole youth. Everybody know, come to Matt crib because Matt got all the video. I had Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega 3D, fucking Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, PlayStation, all that shit. You know what me and my dad would just do? We'd go to Funko Land and buy the goddamn system, get an extra controller, get a memory card, and nigga, it's on. That's what happened.
Yeah.
But to see kids now, they parents can't get them a PlayStation because they not connected is the most bizarre shit on earth.
And it's $500.
That's retail.
Right. That's what I'm saying. How can I not get something that retail price is $500?
Yes.
There should never be a time in America where something that you manufacture, produced, and released to the market for $500 and I can't walk in the store and just get it whenever I want. Or if you don't have any in stock, you can't just order me one and then send it to my house.
Oh, we got more at the other store. We'll get it sent over.
It should never, again, 50% of Americans don't have a spare $250. So who the fuck are y'all selling all of this shit to?
Dog. Nigga hit me on Facebook, was like, yeah, we doing 2 raffles tonight for the this was for the Tour Yellow and Green Vapor Waffles.
Okay.
I got them. And he's like, we doing 2 raffles tonight for the Tour Green Vapor Waffles and for a PS5 digital. I'm like, excuse me? They doing raffles for PlayStations, my nigga. What? Like, why can't I just go into a store and buy it? Rod, shout out Rod. That's 3rd member of the fucking podcast. Rod made a post yesterday on Facebook. He said, going to King of Prussia, KOP, and seeing a reseller store is the most ridiculous shit on earth, because you know what this mall has? A Champ Sports, a House of Hoops, a Foot Locker, and there's a line to get into the reseller store. What the fuck is going on in America, Doug?
Yeah.
The sneaker game is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life.
I don't even try to get shit for retail no more.
And that's disgusting. That's disgusting.
The Travis Scott British Khaki 6s came out on Friday. I put in for like 2 raffles, knew I wasn't going to get the shit. I just chalked it. I'm like, all right, so how much is the resale? Like,
crazy.
I'm locked in with GOAT.
I didn't even attempt the raffle for the purple and orange Vapor Waffles or for the fucking sesame Vapor Waffles. I went right on eBay.
Yo,
I didn't even attempt.
And what's crazy is
eBay.
Fucking Mr. Porter has a Nike account, so they had both colors, full size run, and I look for retail price, and I checked, and they was like sold out. I'm like, I didn't even think to look over here, but I just bought some Air Force Ones from them and some other shit. And I'm like, damn, like they be getting everything now. Yeezys too.
Yeah, but Kobe's wife, like I said, she ended the partnership with Nike, and people like couldn't. And I'm just like, bro, that had to have been the last straw. Yeah. And you know that it was rumored that Kobe wasn't even really feeling Nike. Before he passed away. Right, exactly. It was like Kobe wasn't even really fucking with him.
Yeah, they just kept wanting to, like, me, you, and Rod talked about it in the group chat, and I'm just like, yo, they want to just keep positioning it as like this boutique-y, hard to get, all this bullshit, and it's like, yeah, that helps for brand equity, but when you talk about actual equity and units sold, that's how they justify not giving him a lifetime deal, because you're not moving all these units. I'm not moving all these units because you're not fucking producing the units.
So me and Jules looked it up the other day because we was talking about like how well sneakers sell and this and the third. So you know what Nike's best 3 selling shoes were last year? The Air Force One, the Vapor Max, and the 270. You know why they're their best-selling shoe? Because every fucking sneaker store that you walk into, no matter where you are in this country listening to this podcast, you know what you're going to see on the wall at Champs. You know what you're going to see at the wall at Foot Locker. You know what you're going to see on the wall on Finish Line. 270s, Air Force Ones, and fucking Vapor Max. They're everywhere. Me and Jules had this thing. We go in every sneaker store we see on the what y'all got in the 15. But that's just what we do. Shaheed know that shit. Every sneaker store, whenever we together, we walk in, what y'all got in 15. When he's somewhere, when I'm somewhere, I go, yo, they got these. Oh, no, I'm cool. Oh, they got these. Oh, no, or yeah, grab me those, give me those, whatever. We walked into, I forgot, we was at Cherry Hill Mall. We walked in the Finish Line because he was like getting something for his daughter and I was grabbing something for my niece. And I was like, what y'all got in the 15? He was like, we actually got 2 15s in the back. I'll go grab them. I'm like, of what? He's like, I just saw boxes that said 15 on them. I'm like, okay. He went in the back. He came out. As he was opening the box, I seen the solid black. I'm like, that's a Black Force. He opened
That's the Pooh Shiesty sneaker.
He opened it. We both was like, oh, no, we cool. He was like, yeah. He was like, just Black Forces. We like, no, we cool. And I was like, it's crazy to think that a store that has nothing in a 15 has Forces. You know what I'm saying? Because they're everywhere. Forces 270s of Vapor Max. He had bought like 2 of the 2020 Vapor Max when we was at the Joan in Delaware. We was at Christiana Mall. And it's just like, yeah, Vapor Maxes, they're everywhere.
For sure.
They put them, they just launch them. There is no, you know when the sneaker come out now, the like insiders can go and see how many pairs were released. They don't do that with Vapor Maxes because it's 10,000
it's a zillion of every size. It's unlimited. How many do you need?
So this is the last part of the sneaker shit that really pissed me off the other day. Did you see the shit with the Go Fly E's?
Bruh.
Dog. That shit is insanity, yo.
Yeah, resellers have to go to hell.
Resellers gotta die.
Like my thing is this: Omar said on the wire, every man gotta have a code.
Every man gotta have a code.
And at the end of the day, I respect the capitalism aspect of reselling to make money. This, and this, because I do it on certain things myself.
Right.
But when you take a handicap accessible shoe,
I'm not even mad. The resellers didn't super piss me off. I'm more mad at Nike. I'll be honest with you, yo.
The shoe is reselling for $500+.
That's not ridiculous to you?
That's crazy.
It's insanity.
Like, it's marketed as a shoe to be easily accessible for people that have handicaps and people that are essential workers.
Yeah, so what we're talking about, of course, is the Nike Go Fly Ease. It's a shoe that doesn't have strings where you basically can slip your foot in and the shoe will close.
Snaps into place.
It snaps into place. And then when you want to, you can draw back and it'll unsnap and you can take your foot out. Basically, for people who might have an issue with their arms, an issue with being able to bend over if you're in a wheelchair or whatever.
Exactly.
You can slip your foot in, they lock into place, you go. Go, fly, ease. Pretty self-explanatory. Right. Nike releases the shoe. What the fuck does Nike do? Like they do with the Kobe's, like they do with the LeBrons, like they do with the
Limited
Jordans.
release.
Limited release. The sneakers go out. Resellers got their hands on them. The shoes are reselling. I saw a pair on StockX for $720.
I'm about to check it right now.
$700.
Live on air, baby. Nike, we getting in your ass.
I'm just like, yo, what the fuck is going on with the sneaker community, man?
Size 9, $800.
Dog.
Size 8.5, $744.
Oh.
Size 10, $800. 11.5, $1,000. 13, $2,000. No 14 plus.
Yeah, if you were 15, don't even worry about it. You fucked.
Can't even get them.
Yeah, we know what's going on. Y'all know the vibes.
6.5, $583. Size 8, $812.
This is a shoe that retails for 100. Was it 180 or 220?
What's the retail on this shoe? Goat don't be trying to show you the retail.
I can pull it up.
All right, so I'm looking at the black ones now. Size 9, $1,400. 9.5, $1,000. 7.5, $856. 10.5, $1,700. 11, $2,000. 11.5, $2,000.
These joints retail for $120.
So these shoes are 10xing right now on the resale market.
And the shoe was released to be handicap accessible.
Yes.
This is the dumb shit that Nike does. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. At this point, the fact that Nike, Adidas, New Balance, these companies are even keeping it a thing to where the resellers can do this.
You're complicit.
You're complicit. You this shit where the CEO's son got jammed up with all the sneaks and doing you basically just throwing it in people's faces.
Foot
like
Locker has $100 million invested in Goat and Flight Club.
Right.
$100 million. So what do you think they want back from that investment? $100 million? No, motherfucker, they want $300 million back.
Right.
So how do you get the $300 million? We're going to filter 50, 60, 70% of our fucking releases that are in demand through these outlets.
Right.
We're going to have 3-4 pairs for retail price on release date, and everything else is going through our partnership.
Dog.
Everyone is complicit down the line, from the manufacturer at Nike to the fucking retailer at Foot Locker to the fucking reseller. Because it's too much money on the line.
Right.
So imagine the type of oversight that a Nike rep has that has 8,000 pairs of shoes under their control at any given time.
If 26,000 pairs of Vapor Waffles come out for $180, it's $4.6 million. Right? That's if you were to sell them retail. 26,000, which is like a normal size run.
Yeah.
26,000 pair of sneakers selling for $180 is $4.6 million made. That same 26,000 pair, if you funnel them to the GOATs, the StockX's, the eBays, and just sell them for $400, you're talking about $10.4 million. Yeah. Like a $6 million profit.
Yeah, margin.
On top of the money made that you were already going to make from selling them at retail.
On a shoe that costs $3 to make.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, at this point, you're just blatantly complicit, or not even complicit. You're part of the shit.
Yeah.
After that shit,
you might be the mastermind.
You might be the mastermind behind this shit. And seeing that Kobe Bryant's family and estate had to walk away from y'all, seeing this goofy shit that happened with the Go Fly E's is just like, y'all look crazy.
Yeah, it's filthy.
Y'all look crazy.
It's filthy.
That shit pissed me off the other day. When I seen that Go Fly E shit, I'm just like, come on, man. And did you see the video with the handicapped guy complaining about it? And it's just like, that shit, you gotta have a heart.
At some point.
You got to. At some point, you just gotta like feel bad. Like, dog, like seeing little kids, seeing niggas shoot each other. It's just like, don't none of this shit fuck with y'all to where it's just like
people died over Jordans.
Died over them Jones.
Recently. Not just the 80s and 90s shit. Recently. Niggas died over J's, dog.
The greatest shit ever, if you ever get a chance, go YouTube to Get Money Boys Jordans. Right. That shit is classic. The Concords released in 2011. These niggas was at the mall wearing them.
Right.
And the motherfucker did the interview, was like, man, this shit terrible. I can't believe Michael Jordan be doing this shit. The little kids in here crying and shit. Why Jordan keep playing with us like this? I got mine on. I don't know what the fuck going on. I'm just like, yo, what?
GMB.
The nigga, the Get Money Boys, the nigga had the Jordans on doing the interview with the dudes. Like, why Mike keep doing this? Nigga game fucking terrible, man. Awesome. Not awesome. Awful.
Awful.
Do you want to do cryptocurrency now or in the Patreon?
Patreon.
We're going to do it in the Patreon.
Yeah, we're going to do crypto on Patreon. Crypto on the stock market on Patreon. Again, man, we appreciate all the support. We just want to keep, stepping the levels up, keep pumping out this content, man. Follow us on social media at official TRPE. Follow me personally on Instagram, cdiddy.trpe. Follow Matt.
Matt makes me sick.
And the website, officialtrpe.com. We are gone.